Hello everyone. Now, let me just change over here. Mm, mm, let's see here. Alright, that should do it. Much better. Hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you guys are having a good day so far. So yeah, last stream, which was yesterday, we did some good progress with Virtua Tennis 2009. Yeah, we managed to get a few wins here and there. Although that game is still gonna take a really long fucking time to get everything done. That's just the tip of the iceberg, and that's just the online. I'm gonna have to do some farming much later on. Yeah, which right now it's just the online. The rest of the stuff I can do on my own time. I'm just doing it now because the other stuff, because you know I need to work with someone else's fucking schedule for that. But we'll try to get as much as possible. I think today we should be able to do some more. But that's gonna be for later, because today we're gonna try to finish off with Crash of the Titans. Right. I was thinking of doing a trap team again, but I wanted to take advantage of like the bigger streams today, just so that I could finish off with Crash of the Titans. Yeah, the game shouldn't take too long. The rest of the Voodoo Dolls shouldn't take too long to get done, so hopefully we can do those, and then when the guy is ready, we should be able to do some more Virtua Tennis. Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah, that is if the guy is still available for more than I think. We'll see. So yeah, with all that said and done, let's go straight to it, shall we? Let me just change over here. Right, activate that. Right, I think that should do it. Here we go. Much better. Right. Need to fix the audio before I forget. Right there. And then this one too. Right. Right. Let's go into the game. Finish this off. Just take advantage of like the bigger stream so I can take the break in between and shit. And hopefully do some more Virtua Tennis. We'll see. Either that or the Ratchet and Clank. We'll see. Yeah, the rest of the Voodoo Dolls probably aren't gonna take too long to get. Probably. Yeah, I think audio's good. Yeah. And I think I have the yeah, the screen's fine now. Yeah, there we go. That black bar on the bottom is just there when in the main menu. The PS2's main menu, that is. Right, well. Yeah. Alright, let's see if I remember where we still need to do, what we still need to do. Right, snipes. I'll try farming them later. And And those must be the rhino rollers? Yeah. Later. The stenches? Right, stenches. The specific jack farms will do probably after the after we get the golden voodoo dolls. Because we might be able to get a few more jacks as we go through these.
Episode 9, Operation Overboard.
Yep. Whee! Good. Come on, keep going. That should be together. Yeah, they fell off.
Finish him! What did I do? What did I do?
Damn it. Keep fucking falling off. God damn it.
It burns! It burns! Attack the bandicoot!
Still not enough. I don't get why you can't fucking skip cutscenes. Even for levels I already did.
Crash, annoying monkey! Freak out! Right in me, monkey!
Maybe? Still nothing. God damn it. Damn it. Ow. Knock off. Bitch. Fucking mine. You. I need to get rid of this check thing. Come on. Maybe? There we go, finally. Don't have to worry about it. Oh. Motherfucker. Piss off. Oh. No. Stenches. Nope. How do you walk again? Right. Alright. Yeah, much faster if I just do this. Instead of just waiting for the animation to play. What? Come on. You. Get off. Go down. I think this is the last part of the game where you get stenches. I think. So it might be best if I just keep farming them here. Out of the way. Bitch. No, you don't. Come on, attack. There we go. Nice. Bring it on, bitch. Out of the way. Now, does Stench keep farming here? Or is it just the scorpions? Woo! Nope. Look at this. As long as that thing doesn't go down. Okay, I see. Every time the Scorpio dies, you have that, well, that cutscene always plays, I guess. Nope. I'll keep farming the stenches here. I think this is the last way to find them. I think it might be best if you like. I just keep doing this over and over again. Yes, just keep going for the stenches. Yeah, there we go. I already got that one. Bitch. Extra health, extra health. Out of the way. Out of the way.
We must fight. He's here.
Nice. Whee! Ooh, that was close. Right. Which one had the robot? I think it was the one on the left. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Out of the way. I already got the combo king, I already got the enemy thing, so now I just have to get the last robot and we should be good. Yeah, it shouldn't be bad. I mean, I already have the kick moves, so these guys aren't as annoying to fucking deal with. Ow. What? But I don't have that miss. Let's go. Nice, double kill. Ow. Ow. Knock it out. Out of the way. There you are. And well, let's go. Let's go. That's one less to worry about. 40. I think the other time I did like 35. Yeah. Fuck's sakes. Okay, let's put on the stench skin. Now that we got it. And I already see that the game doesn't save them. The game doesn't save the skins. Okay, I might be able to farm up the rhino roars in here. Yeah, I think so. That is if they keep spawning. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, I can just keep hitting that switch over and over again.
Episode 11. Shocked and awesome.
You have no one to blame but your stupid face!
Ow! Fight and win!
How do I?
Who's the toting psychic now?
Monkey win! Monkey features!
Shower him with this again!
How do I?
Or is it copy fish? Just hit him!
Smash him now!
Or Boca Beam or
That works
Fantastic
too.
Doom. Cabbage rolls and coffee!
Oop. Come on, use it. Oh, right, I was pressing the wrong button.
Attention, revolting, yet beloved, no monkey service. Tomorrow is make your child work in the court day. Be sure to bring your penny or act like
Bitch.
offspring so we can make them do work considered unsafe for robots. Also, please note that Friday is Hawaiian shirt, so try to find a sufficiently tacky shirt. That is all.
Ow. Fucker. Shit. Do you mind? Moving the volume bar here so I can actually see the game's audio. Okay, good. Good to know when you're doing it. What? When you're doing it, don't get frozen.
Would you stop that?
That works too. Bitch. Get them all. Get them all. Get as many as possible.
Getting mad now.
Okay, anyone else? I think we're good, yeah. Nope. Anyone back here? Nope.
Monkeys to here! Banana sugars!
Okay, much faster if I do it like this. Yeah, it's like also we might mash the block button so it takes less time to end the attack animation.
You make boss mad! I got him now!
God damn it. These motherfuckers don't stop spawning.
More minions! I coveted! Victory!
Will I dream?
Try this on for size.
Four bubbles!
Harry Bird! Down the road! You're gonna be safe!
One more? Okay, we're good.
Come on, everybody! Sing along! You all know the tune! Do-me-do-me-dum!
Scooby-Doo?
Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo!
Yeah, it does say Scooby-Doo. Okay, yeah, this should be where we get the rhino roller. Ow. God damn it.
Oh, and the worst thing to happen to music!
Yeah, because it keep hitting that switch over and over again.
Stop him, minions! He's after my radioactive...
Let's make me
Okay. Go. Come on. Thank you. Let's keep doing this over and over again until I have it. Bitch. No, you don't. Bitch. How many more do I have? Jack. No, you don't. Bitch. I probably still need back a lot of them. Yeah, I don't remember getting a lot of them during the main game. Nope. No, you don't. You're gonna make me fucking roll on me. There we go. Got it.
I wish my brother George...
Okay. Well, another skin done. Next one I need is this the sniper.
I'm a welcome!
The sniper? I think he still spawns in the next level, I think.
Capture for engine!
Gibbons of doom has been you idiot, don't mock it! To the money! To your right, one of them is Crash Bandicoot. And Flick, unspeakable horror is very disappointed with exquisite sticks and wrenches and terrible devices. No man nor monkey was meant to wield. Please no.
Okay, it's the same thing even with the Rhino board. We've done that his block animation is a little slower.
My finger!
Yep.
I can do a bit on phonetic punctuation while I'm up.
Bitch.
Win fight, I know!
He has a lot of them.
I could be on Cyborg Idol if that's true.
Out of here. Go.
Let's go underneath. Let's go. Let's go. Let's take the spirit out there.
Oh.
CTU, drop your weapon.
Out. Out. Come on. Nope. Just need two more. Come on. Now, man, come on. Okay, that works too.
S-G-I-N. What does that spell? I don't know. Go get him, you revolting mutant slave.
Good. Ooh, that was close. Nice. Go. Whee. Oof, oof, oof. Nice. Go. Ow. Okay, let's just get like 2 of these guys.
Finish him.
Oh, wait, I didn't get the fucking combo king. God damn it. I forgot about that. Okay, at least I got it. Nice. Oof, I completely forgot about the fucking combo king.
Crash is here. Crash is here.
Okay, at least I managed to get it right at the end. Shit. It doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Keep going.
Ooga booga.
Nice. I completely forgot about the fucking combo king. God damn. Yeah, there you are. No, wait, no, that's the wrong one. There we go. Psst. Okay, what's next? Right, need the voodoo bunny, right. I mean, we're gonna have to kill a few more just for the gold medal, so
Episode 14. Family Tree.
yeah, we're just gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone already here. Yeah. I think the sniper is the only one that was still in the farm. I think, yeah. Already? Okay, no, it's something else. But it was already a guy saying that he was ready, but now. Cool. Good. Ooh. Nice. Nice landing.
Finish carrots. He has carrots.
No, I think I also need to farm the electric as well. Yeah, I think so. Although I think I might be able to farm them in the first Cortex level. Ow. do it? Nice.
Hakuna Kaka.
Out of the way.
Pokey pokey hurt.
Come on. Come on. Fuck. Okay, anyone else spawning here? No. Okay.
Kick him, poke him.
We're good. That almost fucking happened. Never gets old though. Never gets old. Ouch. Ouch. Nope.
Ooga booga.
Yep, there we go. Got the skin already. You know, I see the robot there. Thank you. Nice.
Freedom. Get his carrots. He has carrots.
What do you mean I have carrots? I don't have shit. Is that all? Okay, yeah.
Freedom!
Hey, that works. Out of the way.
No.
Nope. Ouch. Bitch. Yeah, give me a minute. As many of them as possible.
Disappointed.
Oh. Bitch. Okay. Anyone else? No, they don't spawn. They don't spawn more. Shit. They don't let me use the damn thing.
You make Bunny look bad.
Ow. Who am I? God. Shit! Damn it. I shouldn't have fucking waited. There we go. Fucking block while... I can't even block while they're doing that. Bitch. Wrong one.
Oh, come on.
Hopefully the game isn't enough to. I think so. Hopefully. That's good. Nice. Out of here. Let's go. And the voodoo bunny doll. Right, sure. Yeah, definitely the electric. Okay, we're pretty much gonna replay almost all the Uka Uka levels, besides the boss one. Thank God I have to do that.
Episode 15. Calamityville Horror. Voodoo hurt you!
Ow. Fuck you.
Get his carrots! He has carrots!
Bitch. It would be nice. It would be a nice attention to detail, like depending on the suit that you have, the enemies don't do anything to you. Yep, yeah, that'd be kind of a nice reward to get for like farming all of them. What the fuck? There we go. Ow, ow.
We catch Crash Bandicoot yet?
Oh, Boss Uka Uka starting to... You make my name look better!
No, you don't. Oh. Do you mind? Come on, do the big jump.
Delicious Bandicoot! Mix!
Ow. Good of it. I can't forget that I also need to get the combo king. What the fuck happened there? Wait, what? Shit. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know you could do that. I guess that it does that depending on the suit that you have, so... Interesting. So the voodoo doll one-shots the enemies that against it one-shots the enemies that correspond to it. Okay, interesting. Although that doesn't really help me when I'm doing the when I'm going for fucking combo king. Yeah, that does not fucking help me at all. Nice, at least I got it. This one. Ow. Welcome.
Bunnies come soon!
What? How the hell did I hit? Nice. Ooh. You mind? I think more blue bunny guys show up here. I think. Okay. Oh wait, there's more. Good. Oh soon. Anyone else? It would be nice if the game told me how many fucking robots I have. I don't think I missed it. I think I missed one. I don't know. Okay, no, out! Out of the way. Okay, I don't think I missed any. Thank God. How the fuck that miss? Piss off. Do you mind?
Where he go? He just here.
Bitch. Okay. Combo King and Nina Master is done. Oh, it's just a rope. That one robot that I'm missing. Out of the way. Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. Right, now this one.
Episode 16. Timber Trials.
Next row I probably don't need to do. Yeah, I'm already getting the combo king on that one.
Make money angry now.
Okay, so there were more rhino roars in here. Completely forgot about them. Come on, hit him. How am I missing? Come on.
You stinky bag. Delicious bandicoot. Mix.
Good.
Voodoo return. No.
What?
Freedom.
Yeah, right. It's the suit. The other fucking suits, I'm gonna fucking one-shot them. Amen.
Double man. Delicious bandicoot. Mix.
Jesus fuck, man. Piss off. Probably should have got this fucking suit off. probably should have fucking gotten this damn suit off. It's gonna make the Combo King a lot harder to get. I could probably get it with Titans. Yeah, there we go. That was pretty easy. Nice. Got your ass, boy. Nope. Uh-oh. Do you mind? What? Okay. Who else?
Don't you know?
Why is the camera so fucking close? Yeah, there we go. Much better. There was another one here. I didn't even see him. Oh. Fuck. And down he goes. Any more minions? Okay, no, we're good. Where the hell are you going?
Delicious bandicoot.
Alright, get him. Did you spawn? Okay, no. Okay, wait. More them spawn here. Oh, at least I already managed to get the skins. Bitch. Food. You ain't gonna be doing anything? That's not.
Get his carriage.
Thank you.
Yes, carrots. Yes, carrots.
Bitch. Ow. Do you mind? Bitch. Okay, come on. Give me more of those bunny dudes. Not what I want. Bunny dudes, thank you. Okay, let me find more. Ah, damn. Whatever. That'll do. Any more buddies? Wrong one. Dude, look, I have no idea how I managed to get it. Maybe I like somehow managed to send it back to him. I didn't even know that was possible to scope Gorilla. What? What do you mind? Who are you fucking... That's all. Frick. Anyone else? Wrong thing. There we go. Should be able to get the last few buttons in here. There they are. What? It's off. There we go. Gonna have to replay the Uka fight. Nice.
Ooga booga!
Let's go. Right, I need the electricals, but I should be able to farm them in this level. That's for 20 gold, right. Okay, I just need to get these last 2 golds, farm the electricals and the snipes, and we should be good.
Episode 18 War of the Worlds. This is as far as I can take us. We'll have to fight our way to the robot's interior and save your sister.
And for God's sakes, get rid of that fucking suit. Fuckers. Maybe that'll do. There we go. Got it. Oh boy, okay. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna have to finish up this some other time. I think it might be able to do it today though. If the guy ends up you know, ending around the same time that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think so. So yeah. If we have time, we might be able to finish off Crash the Titans. Maybe after the farming session with the dude again. But yeah, let me just see, do this. And then I'll just hold on. Go on this. see. Alright. Now I just need to prep everything up. Right, we'll be right back. And we are back. Now, let me just yeah, change back here. Wait, hold on. Did I not turn off the capture card? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I think I did. The fuck? Why is this still then? Huh? Why is it doing that? I'm pretty sure I don't have anything else going on. It's so weird. Alright, whatever. Okay, I need Discord. For this, right? Why is the fucking thing like this? Come on. Right, and then stream viewers. And then I'm gonna have to change this to this. There we go. Much better. And then let's see. Yeah. Now I'll turn back the capture card. Everything here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here we go. Oh, right. I need to fix up some stuff. That, and then that. Yeah, here we go. Why is the CPU still fucking high? What the hell? Yeah, why the fuck is the CPU still high? What the shit? I'm using... Why is the CPU high now? What the shit? I'm using the fucking PNG... Oh, right. It's probably because I'm still using... Yeah, I'm still using VC Face. Right, I forgot. Okay, much better, I think. Okay, now I need to have the...
Virtua Tennis 2009.
Now I just need to have the video ready. Why is it going back to this one? Yeah, why the fuck is it always going back here? Ordinary podcast. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Then let's see. Yeah, over here. And put on back to where we were. And get this fucking ad playing. Wait, what? This reset? Oh shit, hold on. I might be able to just go back to use the other profile. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Right here. Then I just do that. No. Okay, I probably should just stay with the other one. Yeah, probably should just stay with this one. Alright, whatever. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now to fix this. There we go. Yeah, right. No audio.
It is weird, and it is like it had an odd culture around it. But I would also point out that a lot of this stuff they just string it together of like the worst bits over the course of a decade to kind of paint a picture.
Did you see the clip
Of the potato one?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I saw the compilation. It sounds familiar.
Much better.
Want me to look
I
up
just
the
saw
potato one?
I just saw what was in that documentary, the
Player
fucking Dark
one
Side
to
of Kids
serve.
TV one. That was enough for me, dude. The fucking thing was just too odd to get down
dropping
into.
a
15 love.
2-minute little mini compilation in the chat. It has 12 million views on YouTube. Yeah, I would suggest you not playing it on the podcast. Maybe just kind of
30
watching
love.
it and give us your wiggling eyebrows as your constructive commentary.
40 love.
Aspen Gold style.
Yeah.
Wiggle those brows. But like this is something
And
that
I can-
actually
Yeah, put
exists.
this back.
Has,
Like these are children.
has Ariana Grande come forward with
Yeah,
this?
there we go. Much better.
I don't know, but the
I don't
potato
think
scene
she
is
said
the last scene.
anything.
Alright,
How old
now
was
we go.
Ariana Grande when this happened?
I don't know.
Now we good.
Oh my god, what is she? Oh
God damn
my,
it.
what the?
So much fucking
Not
crap
even
up for this.
exaggerating, by the way.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't think I saw that.
But I think
And
the
what's
guy's
so
only
funny
gonna
is
be
now
doing
that
this
he's,
for like,
revealed,
I don't know,
like,
an
the
hour or
Bigfoot
so,
fetish
so we
guy,
should
you
be
see
able
all these
to
scenes of
still
him
do some
sucking
crash
their own toes,
twin set
because
crash
that's also in the
off the
full
time
compilation,
stuff.
spoilers.
Yeah, I think so.
Like you also see those, and you're like, bro, what are they doing?
Yeah, it definitely
How
was
did
very
anyone
odd.
think this was okay?
I mean, there's just no one calling it out at the time. That's really what it comes down to. I don't think
How
we
did no one
God, they
call
got like
this out?
4 angles of her sucking on her toe. What the?
Yeah, and
Well,
and
that's,
especially
that's
that
an-
potato one at the end. That's like it's basically
Ugh.
mimicking like a hand job.
How the heck did Quentin
And
Reviews
she's
make...
also screaming and like it's crazy.
Yeah,
And this
I'll
is
probably
like a
just
child.
wait
I
until
don't
he
know how old
says
she is,
it.
13.
It's crazy to me that Quentin
Yeah,
Reviews
no,
has been running
I'll
with,
bring
like,
something.
the Nickelodeon sitcom era for the past 3 years on his channel, and like it's like blown up even more now. Where his views are probably like through the roof now because of all this stuff. Let me check this out. Quentin Reviews.
I
is
mean,
on-
he was always like his videos are good, but like I even told him, I'm like, bro, they're just too long. Like,
yeah, he's seen a
I don't know
massive
if I
spike.
can be, I don't know if I can be that invested in Nickelodeon lore.
Yeah, his views have like doubled because of this. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's admitted it. That like he realizes that for a majority of people it's too much, and I think he realized he went too far with that collapse of Sam and Cat video that's 10 hours long. That people were clipping like some of the side tangents he was going on.
No,
It's like, this could have been cut. This is too much. I think I watched the first one that was like 4 hours long, and then I called it quits after that. I got the gist of what the series is about.
Yeah, no, with the whole Dan Schneider thing collapsing, I just saw like him on Reddit, like just one of that like the YouTube drama Reddit board or whatever that keeps showing up. They were just like, bro, man's whole career about to die. I'm like, not really. It's
I
it's
mean,
just one of those things where
some
it's
people
like,
already know
I
about
feel
the
like
whole
if anything,
food
Quentin
fetish
Reviews
thing
should have been,
that
like, the one
Dan Schneider
spearheading
had.
that. You should have been like, bro, I've watched.
Yeah,
I've
pretty
watched
sure most
35
people already
I
knew about
watched,
that. It's
like,
just
hundreds
recently
of
they
hours
finally
of this
got
shit for analysis
proven
purposes.
that he actually had it.
He should have been the one person that
Before
could tell
it
you
was just like a
every frame
joke.
of that compilation. I just watched by heart and probably raised a red flag, dude.
I mean, he would get a ton of views if he did something like that. I just I don't know if he wants to.
I don't know if he wants to.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
dude,
don't know if
that's
like he wants the
basically-
risk of Nickelodeon or Dan even.
Come on.
Forget Nickelodeon ban. What, you want to have a compilation of child scenes on your channel?
No. I'm not saying show the compilation. I'm saying talk about it.
Provide
and
the
address it
context
first,
of
right?
like things. You don't just like show them back to back to back. You say
No, like not
There
show
is
them.
no
Don't even show them at all. No, like don't show them at all.
Context is the guy likes feet. That's
he
really
did.
it.
He made a video talking about it.
Yeah, recently. I'm saying like when he was
course
really
recently.
analyzing it years ago.
No,
Like,
of course he didn't do it years ago. This is how YouTube works, man.
bro, Blame It on Jorge made the original Dan Schneider piece.
I haven't heard of him.
before it was cool.
These are bringing back people that I haven't talked to in forever. Blame it on Jorge. Jeez, is he still making content?
Yeah,
Damn,
he
I think he
lost
still
media,
is,
so
yeah.
for
He
him.
was the one that fucking started the.
I don't think he
He
even
was the
got
one
fired
that
from
kicked it.
Nickelodeon,
He was the guy that I watched first when it came to like finding out that Dan was a weird.
Damn, his first Lost Media video was 9 years ago. Yeah, that beats me out. I think wait, actually,
Damn.
when was my first
I guess I was completely wrong.
Lost Media video? A Day with SpongeBob.
Yeah, he's the whole Nickelodeon shit, honestly, when it comes out to it, is like child actors, if you're a child person involved, like you're probably like there needs to be way more stringent laws, and there are. It's just like fucking
It just
even on
Hollywood
the whole
doesn't
show,
give a
they
shit.
were like these kids had to pretty much work on set longer than they had to. I don't know. Dan is way more responsible for the shit than like he's letting on. Like he made an apology video on his
I
like
saw
own
his-
channel.
Bro, did you
Right, I'm
actually
pretty
watch
sure
that?
everyone saw
It
that
wasn't
shit.
even really an
I watched
apology.
the
It was an
whole
interview.
thing.
He did,
It was
like,
the- it was the
interview with
shittiest,
some other dude.
apology that I've ever seen, because he literally sits over there. He like admits it's like maybe I shouldn't have done this kind of stuff, but it's like, are you not addressing like the shows that like you made? Like some of these clips they exist because you're the one that was like in leading the charge on it. But you know,
Yeah,
Filthy
but
Frank was like
also-
ahead of the curve. He made the song Nickelodeon Girls like 7 years ago or something.
Yeah, but also, did you see what's it called? What was that all about? That whole the interview that he got that dude that was on his show to interview him.
Yeah,
and, the
wasn't
guy
that
said
the
to him,
apology? I
"Listen,
thought that.
know
Yeah, I
all
thought
this
that
is
was
coming
the
out, it's
apology.
very sad, but would you feel
Thought he
comfortable
did
with
the
maybe
apology
even
and then the
cutting
interview,
out
I
the
guess.
content at this point? And he says, you know what? I think I am willing to do that. Like that was like his big
Yeah, sure.
his big apologies. Like if it's not okay today, then yes, I think we should even cut out the content. He's like, oh, it's so brave
Uh-huh.
of you.
Sure.
Just a whole two-part
Sure.
ukulele.
yeah, no, I think the freakiest part about that entire show, like the documentary, was not even just like Dan. It was like that Brian Peck dude. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know shit about that. The fact that that guy got to work on like in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody after having like a fucking straight charge on him, insane. But I don't know the shit that happens in like the
Sweet
LA
Life. Yeah,
circle.
really, goddamn.
It continues to constantly survive.
Wait,
me.
was
That
that
surprised me.
the
Real.
But yeah.
Was that the
We were
guy
a
that
little
played
late
the
on talking
hotel
about-
match? I
I don't know if we did
don't
talk
think it
about, like,
was.
full Dan
I don't think it
Schneider
was
stuff
him.
to, like,
I don't
this
think we
extent,
did.
But no, the Dan Schneider stuff.
Yeah, I
it's
think
like,
that was a
it kind
completely
of-
different person.
I always hate like covering this kind of shit because like I know that it's like easy for viewership and like tons of channels got into it, but it's like covering the Dan Schneider creep allegations. It's like the fact that there's like children involved into it makes it like even more fucked up because I'm like I kind of just wish that the people into it can like move past, you know. And so it's like the quicker they can move past, the better out of it. And it's like nothing's ever gonna happen to Dan. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
that people
because
need to
again,
understand.
Hollywood
Nothing
doesn't
is
give
ever
a
gonna
shit.
happen to people in those documentaries.
It never
because
does.
Nothing
It's
was ever gonna happen to
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein either.
yeah, I
Never gonna
hey,
happen.
Jeffrey Epstein is, you know, he
Never gonna happen.
He's in a different server now, playing the game. But when it comes to
He's
like
playing
these,
marbles
these
with the devil.
yeah, when it comes to like Dan and like all these other people, it's like nothing's gonna happen to him because it's been so many years. Whatever case that could have existed, it's never gonna be relitigated. It's all over and done with. All you effectively have done is like properly tarnish their careers, which is again the only positive. But other than that, it's like there's never gonna be any sense of justice. So it's like for me, anytime I look at shit like this, I'm like probably just want to move on. You know, shame, move on, and call it a day. Right?
Yeah, which is it's kind of sad that there's no.
I guess that's like
repercussions
the
to
only
shit like this.
way of doing it.
It's a
I
byproduct
guess.
of the world we live in, right?
Bittersweet
It's like,
ending, I guess.
anytime you
That's
cover, like, a crypto
it's more
scam
bitter
on
than
YouTube,
sweet,
it's
I
like,
guess.
somebody will be like, "Do you think anything's ever going to be done?" I'm like, "No." Or I make a video and I call it a day. I don't think the cops are ever going to get involved. It's not like it's not like the marshals are going to kick down fucking Logan's door for crypto zoo. It's never going to happen.
I feel like since they threw the book at the FTX guy, they feel like, oh well, we did justice here.
That's it.
Dude, actually, that's
Tune in
good
next
talking
week.
about 25 years for him in prison.
I think they should.
You know-
I think that should have been a life sentence for the scam he ran. Like Bernie Madoff.
did
got
you
life.
did you realize what he said though recently? He's like he didn't even he said that he didn't realize what he was doing was a crime.
No, and he's like, I regret some of my actions. It was just like kind of vague. It just was still just taking full responsibility.
He regrets getting caught. That's what he
The fact that
meant.
He was using the funds to buy giant mansions.
He
and
regrets
stuff like
getting
that.
caught doing
And
some
the
shit,
thing with,
doing
like,
that shit.
FTX, and so for anybody that doesn't know, FTX is one of the largest crypto exchanges, and Sam Bankman-Fried was the person who spearheaded it. He's gotten 25 years in federal prison because of, again, financially defrauding and scamming investors, not the average person. I don't think the person is the important person. It's the investor. That's the people that like the U.S. government cares the most about, right? Like you can scam tons of people every day. The moment you start scamming like the actual investment, the actual like establishment,
The second you
that's
start
the moment.
scamming IRS, then you're
It's going
fucked.
to do 25 years. Now, I don't
Even
think
a
he's gonna
Joker
do a
won't-
whole 25
won't
years
be-
in
won't
prison.
fucking do
Obviously,
that.
I think he'll probably get out
For
on
all
like
do
good
good
behavior.
behavior and stuff. And
Yeah, good behavior. Plus, he's like, it's also a financial crime. So even where he's staying, I don't think he's staying at like Gen Pop in like fucking FCI,
Well,
like
you
Manhattan
shouldn't.
or
Like,
something.
I agree always that you shouldn't be putting like the hardened murderers with just like someone that's in for financial crimes or something. You
Yeah.
need to split those people up. You don't want to like
There we go.
as much as people joke about it, you really don't want to like screw these people up or like get them harmed beyond having to stay in a jail cell for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
But
Well, who do you think could survive better in a general prison ward? Could it be Chris Chan or Sam Bankman-Fried? Because I've seen him, dude. I don't know if SBF has any
Jeez, I don't
chance
know.
on the insane Quentin Yards, dude.
that's a good question.
That guy.
the
I think
question
Chris
is,
Chan
did they get all of his funds, or does he still have
Well,
bribes?
that's the thing is since the crypto market has rebounded, and I guess
Oh, yeah.
FTX, like whoever took it over, like still had the holdings as the
Yeah,
trial was going
rebound. I
through.
mean, who the fuck still gives
like,
a shit about
value of
crypto
everything's
nowadays?
Jumped up again, so they're actually able to repay a lot of people.
Dude, it was just a matter of fucking time for him. I'd be so pissed. Now he's gonna go to fucking jail and everything. And I mean, his whole reputation is pretty much fucking tarnished. He tried running away to the Bahamas, got his ass back extradited to the U.S. I think like he's gonna be like the fucking Bernie Madoff of our generation. You know, like our like financial gen. But again, to tie it back, I don't think any time like an influencer, they're never going to be the one that gets targeted. And like you're right, like the U.S. government already got SBF, so now they can sit back and say, "Look, we actually targeted crypto. We did it pretty massively." But I don't know if this leads to any proper like regulation down the road. I mean, dude, even recently, bro, like FaZe Banks came back to crypto. Like FaZe Banks showed up again. I haven't
Face
seen
clan?
him since
Since the last time
like,
crypto was around.
Is
Dude,
is FaZe still in the stock market?
I don't think FaZe is in the stock market at all.
Oh,
I
it
think
got
it
removed.
delisted.
Got delisted.
Well, yeah. Did you see how bad their fucking value was?
You remember Broadband TV? You ever see their stock?
Yeah, BBTV, yeah.
That's a Canadian
What
company.
the hell is even the fuck is even
Yeah, those all
broadband?
Scumbag MCNs.
Damn, they're down to 36 cents a share.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't BBTV. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the same
36
company that
cents,
Ethan Klein
goddamn,
had
that's
$600,000
that's-
locked up in,
that's
right?
really-
That was like that was like the
Not even a
last
dollar.
holdout of the MCN era. So I know maybe some of the audience knows, but back in the day, you couldn't just get your AdSense and your money directly from YouTube most of the time, especially if you're like a gaming channel or something. So you had to work through these useless middlemen called multi-channel networks, and they basically gave you monetization, took a cut off the top, and did absolutely nothing for you. But it looked legit, and they had a lot of money running through them, so they kept on getting investors dumping money into like round after round of funding. And
Also, every time someone would start a YouTube channel or whatever, the MCN would all reach out to you and say, "I am the MCN that is used by PewDiePie. You definitely want to be."
Then they just lie and like say like I work with so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
Oftentimes if they do
I
work
work
them,
with
they have
I work
hundreds
with
of
this
connections with
famous
them. I recall that's
person.
what happened with
Please
Pat
hire
Pattis,
me or
the
some
AP
shit like that.
MCN
Yeah.
was with Defy Media, who owns Smosh. They offered him a 100-0 split, but then like they just went under because that wasn't sustainable in terms of a business model, so he lost a bunch of money there. But yeah, the Broadband TV was like the last one of those that was like still riding high. It's like, oh, we're publicly traded now, we're legit, we're gonna expand into this. They did mergers and bought out other companies to grow their stable, and just tanked to being worthless now because
Dude, the happiest day of my YouTube career was like during the height of like, I wouldn't say like my channel's like peak, was when like in my MCN came out and they were just like, we're firing you, by the way, we're shutting down. I'm like, because okay, people don't understand, to try to leave an MCN, it's actually easier to figure out time travel.
you had to
than it
let
is to
them
ever
disconnect
figure
you. You couldn't disconnect yourself.
No, like it's actually no, I'm not even.
Maybe he's not wrong, I
No, I
guess.
know, it's
easier.
awful. They just lock
It's-
you in. It's like paper
Yeah.
newspapers.
So the way the system works, it's like, okay, obviously time travel, there's like a functional, like, you know, scientific component behind it. You can figure it out at some point, right? There's some theory. With an MCN, there's a fucking scumbag who is supposed to be sitting at a computer, supposed to delink you when you request to be delinked. That person doesn't exist, okay? That person is just never there.
That person's a
So
bot,
you can
I guess.
request to be delinked. You can send whatever notice you want. They will never remove you from the fucking pool. So you're basically perpetual. Once you sign on with them, once you make a deal with the devil, you're stuck with the devil forever, right? And so, like at the time, they took I was. At
No, I think the devil would probably
split.
make better
What
deals
MCN
than,
was
this,
like
than these guys.
I don't know if I'm able to say because I have a non-disparagement clause.
How long ago was this?
This was like a. Well, I'll just.
I
Write
mean,
it.
probably a
it's
dead
probably
company at this
not
point.
going to be. It's not
I'll
going to be
write it. I'll write
enforced,
it in the
but-
chat.
Okay, let me see. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, yeah, okay.
I remembered that.
When they bought
So-
out the company.
Yeah, they bought out. Yeah, they
Wow,
bought
why
out.
did-
No.
sometimes
I
this
used to
shit
do that.
takes fucking
Studio.
forever.
Worthless.
Connect.
So, aside from, you know, like, and listen, recently I've been working and, like, I've been talking to YouTubers who have had their own issues with an MCN lately, Omnia Media, all right, where, like, their payments are so fucking late, allegedly, right? Like, we're talking, like, you're supposed to be paying them, 15 days later, the payment maybe comes through. These guys that I work with, like, at least the fucking paycheck came in on time every month, right? And it was expected because of the company that they were spearheaded by. But, like, the thing is,
There we
obviously,
go,
it's not
finally.
a sustainable model. Like, you can't
Yeah, I don't get
have
why
money
sometimes
coming
it has to, like,
and, like, giving
back
away
up
100%
just
of
for
it
the
and taking
fucking
nothing off
connect
the top.
properly.
They also didn't provide anything on top of it, right? Like, one of the things that I do for ad reads is I don't do ad reads myself. It goes through Arts Company, so Nano Zebra.
Shout out
right?
to Nano Zebra
So,
if anyone needs
yeah.
representation.
So Nano Zebra does like the hard stuff for me, right? Like where like, oh, reach out, discuss, get things going. It makes the whole process like easier. It's like a management firm. So these guys didn't even do that. Had they done what you guys were doing, they probably could have made somewhat of a sustainable model. They didn't even do that at all. So all these MCNs started failing. And the only people that are stuck with them are like, I want to say streamers now by choice.
Nope.
Because
Nope,
they
they're
allow
not the
them
only
to.
people. You know the other people that are stuck with them now?
Who?
The people that cover Japanese content and that keeps getting copyright strikes from Japan because YouTube doesn't allow geo-blocking unless you're in it with an MCN.
So there is a workaround for that where you could just find a company that could do content ID claiming for you and have them claim every single one of your videos.
Okay, you're right. You could copyright claim your own videos before they
Thought
have
you
the
didn't
chance
need
to
that
copyright.
shit.
True.
I think I've heard about the whole
Can't they just
geo-blocking
copyright
thing
claim and then it becomes
from
deadlocked?
Animat
What you do is you copyright claim
when
it,
you
and
like
all
did
you
a
do with
parody
copyright
of when he
claim
was
is
doing
you
a
block
review
it
of
block
one
it in
of the
Japan, so
of an
Japanese
anime, I
YouTube
think.
cannot see it. And then if Japanese, again, this ties back into the beginning of the episode where Japanese don't care if like some feminist in America complains about their.
Although it has been a while since I've seen the video.
Japan does not see the
So
rest of
there
the
might have
world
been some
if they don't
details
have
I just
access or
missed.
block to it. So if you're in Japan, this YouTube channel is blocked from being seen. They're not using a VPN or something. You're just like forgotten. They're out of sight, out of mind for them.
Dude, I absolutely hate that actually works though. Like I've spoken to people that do that sort of thing where they work with a company to copyright claim all their own videos for various reasons. It's like, dude, you really? Why isn't there a freaking toggle on your YouTube page that just says don't allow content to be shown in Japan instead of needing to copyright your own shit with a different company?
YouTube's gotta be in bed with some of these firms, to be honest.
No,
with you.
so here's
Always
here's the
YouTube
issue.
just making
What I'm
things
going
hard
to
for no
guess
fucking
is,
reason.
What they'll say is that it's such a niche issue that affects such a small portion of YouTubers, like 0.001% of creators on the platform, that it's just not like their top priority to allow that to be available to a wider public, and they'd rather just keep it as a back-end feature.
Why?
Because people will abuse it.
How are you gonna abuse that?
I don't know.
You can
I
geo-block
no,
your
you-
content anywhere.
YouTube
Why-
just doesn't
why
give
is
a
it that when I
shit.
post something on YouTube, I don't have an option to
If it's
tell
like legal stuff,
them
YouTube
this
won't
is not
fucking
to be
help
shown.
you
Yeah,
out
I
at
mean, you
all.
have the same contact at YouTube.
Because they
as
want
he
they don't
said
want to
he
get
asked
sued or
about.
whatever.
He says that's not my field. I just work with helping YouTubers get stuff monetized. I don't deal with background stuff.
I feel like he has a contact that we could ask to see.
I'm sure he does, but like, really, you think it's gonna help?
I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah,
kind of
doubt
tying
it.
back to the MCN point is, MCN's kind of held back the YouTube industry for many years. Like what Nano Zebra does is, we actually work for our money because we have to book a brand deal to like get our commission. Whereas these MCNs, they just took a cut of the AdSense. So Google did all the sales, all the hard work. They just took a cut off the top and did absolutely nothing. And they didn't.
Yeah.
They don't all say that they did brand deals and get you sponsorships, but none of them actually did because that was so much work, and it's just a lot easier to sit back and then just let Google do the work and just be a useless middleman. And because of that, literally every single one of them is dead now. I don't know. There might be a couple stragglers that are still around with a few people, but 99% of YouTubers like that are around nowadays, they grew up hearing the horror stories of people locked into infinity contracts with Machinima and know not to touch those.
Yeah, Machinima.
But
I think I remember
interestingly
seeing a
enough, there's actually
few
still value in those
videos
companies
from like
because
some comedy
YouTube
joint where he
does
still
not give out the
did
MCN status
Machinima.
anymore, and some companies
I think that's
still
like the
want it for
sole reason why
purposes such as,
that logo kept showing up because they were like in the contract or
Japanese copyright
something.
protection and things like that, like little
Yeah, that was like
choices, and, for
like
that reason,
old school
It's
YouTube.
like the
Like
Japanese
around
soapland business.
probably
It's
like
you can't get
the
Japanese soapland license anymore. So
2008,
Soapland
2010
is great, but
maybe.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
around
what it
there.
is. It's like a legit Japanese brothel. Like you go there, you pay for. Like it's very much upfront open, right?
Yeah.
You just can't get a license for it anymore. But the ones that are there are grandfathered in, and so it's obviously
Grandfathered
very
in.
lucrative if you can get your hands on an already active soapland market. So that's kind of like what the fucking MCN is. It's like it's there, it exists, it has its value because I guess for now you can't take it away, unless of course you have somebody like fucking Sniper Wolf who had, I believe she was part of an MCN or some system where she was allowed to have like 40 fucking copyright strikes at any moment. on a YouTube video.
that's different. So YouTube has this thing behind the scenes with these top
It's called
reaction
favoritism.
It's
Yeah.
not just that. It's like they're making a lot of money. They're well connected in the YouTube platform. So if one of us gets copyright struck, we get the video taken down. She gets a warning beforehand. Hey, you're about to get copyright struck. Cut this timestamp out of the video, and it won't get struck down. And it basically prevents all those top tier leeches from like ever facing repercussions for their theft because they get this
Bro,
special
that
privilege
is
that
so
no one else
fucked.
gets.
Dude,
Yep.
honestly, if only we could have access to some of that shit. Jesus Christ, it just
Can
drives
you
me.
imagine,
Like,
like,
bruh,
instead of
I
getting
would
a
have
video
fucking loved to have that shit beforehand when like uploading the VODs on YouTube. Like, fuck me. It would have saved me a fucking headache. Although I probably still had to like... Yeah, I probably would still have to fucking do that shit. It would have saved me a fucking headache if I could just like... Here, YouTube will like, here, Now, here are the parts where you have to either cut out, or mute right at the fucking start when I upload that shit. Don't have to wait for like the copyright stuff to only show up after I fucking upload the damn thing. Yeah, it would be very nice. Like, for example, there's this one fucking GTA 4 video that I've uploaded for like a few months now, and then only recently that I got fucking hit with a shit ton of fucking copyrights. Because it was like one of the farming sessions, so I ended up using a lot of music there, pretty much the entire stream. So now I've been like muting most of the fucking VOD for the past, probably say 3 weeks now. Yeah, around something like that. 2 or 3 weeks. I think I'm almost done. There's only like a few more songs left, but I have to like always like mute only small parts of that one song showing up. So I always have to like mute this part, wait for YouTube to render it. Then when it's done, I have to mute this other part with the same fucking song, and then do the same process until that song's completely gone. And then I have to do that shit with all the other fucking songs that are in the goddamn video. Man, I got hit with fucking, I'd probably say like 10 songs. 10 fucking songs. 10 separate goddamn songs I have to fucking mute and that shit. And in each song, I have to fucking keep track of all the instances where the song actually plays, because for some fucking reason YouTube doesn't have like an actual way to see where the song actually plays. Might need to ask, but it's very fucking unreliable, where sometimes it just shows like a full hour of the song, even though that one song only shows up like 15 minutes in those 1 hours. So I'd either have to like mute that 1 hour entirely, which it doesn't even have the full fucking song there, or I have to like one by one fucking mute those parts one by one until all the song is completely fucking cut out of the damn video. It's a fucking pain in the ass, but listen, yeah, I've been doing that for 3 weeks now, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. Hopefully, the other sessions that I did with GTA 4 where I used a lot of music don't get hit with that shit as well, but I'm pretty sure they will eventually. It's just weird that they haven't gotten hit with anything yet. It's just YouTube. It tends to be very fucking inconsistent with that shit.
Video at 5 seconds into the video where you say and that's gonna get your video age restricted. So
you know, it's funny, they do that with privacy strikes. They do that with privacy guideline stuff. Like a day before, like it'll be like, "Hey, this guy's privacy guideline striking you. There's a time code," and like I'll watch it over. I'm like, "Yeah, it's not worth blurring. I'll take the risk." Or I'll be like, "All right, fine, we'll blur that out or cut it out," and that's cool. If they did the same shit for me on copyright, bro, I'd be a lot less scared covering certain topics.
Copyright,
like,
community guidelines, like, I don't know. I feel
that's
like
the weird
they should really work with their YouTubers so much more than they do.
It's crazy when you get hit with something, they're like, oh, because this timestamp. It's like, what if I blur it out? It's like, oh no, you already did it. So like,
it's too late.
It's like, well,
so what do you care? Are you punishing me, or do you just not want this on the platform?
And also, the crazy thing is, and I'm pretty sure this works, is before you request an appeal for their decision, if you blur it out then and then request the appeal, and you're like, it's not even there, they don't have access to the original file, I don't think, and they won't check that out. So you can say, what are you talking about? It's blurred here. And you can just gaslight them.
You know that's the meta. Like, that's what everyone does. Like, people will upload stuff, and then they'll, just to see if it'll get demonetized or whatever, and then they'll
yeah, I think I did the same thing when I was like getting some music. I literally just download the video from another dude's channel, upload it on private on a separate channel, and then see if it had any like copyright stuff.
What I'm referring to is it's already live. It's already up. It has 100,000 views on it. You can't take it down at that point. You get hit with something at that point. You go, you cut it out, you blur it out of the video, and then you submit the appeal. And say, what are you talking about? That's not there. Look, it's all blurred. Well, and they have. I don't think they have a way of knowing.
I feel like ending this video on the tips of gaslighting an entire platform that we upload this to. It's a great way to get it.
I would never lie. I would just simply request review and hope they don't notice.
Dude, listen. I'm gonna end it on this. I'm so truthful to YouTube. Every Andrew Tate video I upload, I say it's filled with misogyny. It's fucking level to it, all right? It's got all those clips. I don't even pretend it, because like I hate it when like people cut out shit, you know, when they're like, all right, let me censor this word, because I understand why you do it, for obviously like, you know, making your video monetized, available. Sometimes I think when it's too excessive, I'll take the fucking yellow wrist, right? It's like, it's the same thing I talked to you about with art. It's like, cost of business. Fuck it, just go in. At least the video's out there. It's a banger. Fucking, sometimes I tell YouTube, I'm like, this is the most misogynistic clip that I found on YouTube, all right? Like, I'm literally, bro, I'm using the word 346 times in this video, okay? Not me.
On your Sneeko video.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, I'm like, there's a gun in the video, too. Bro, I demonetize myself. I walk away. 2 hours later, I get the email from Gmail. It's like, hold on, pal. That misogyny's based today. You get the fucking green dollar sign. Like,
it's all about the context. But the problem is, it just depends on who's reviewing the video if they think the context applies.
Sometimes it's a bot, sometimes it's an actual
data center
person.
gets it, right? Like, if it's like Bangladesh,
Which makes it even more fucking
video,
inconsistent.
Like, shitting on women, that's cool, I guess. Who cares? Green dollar for you. Who gives a fuck? And then if it's like, you know, the other data center, then they're like, all right, we're against this, but we're for that. So it's I mean, YouTube's really weird. Like, you can't say that many times in a video. I don't know what the budget is ever. Sometimes I'll say it and I'll get age restricted. Sometimes I won't, but it is what it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast. We've had Gamer from Mars who recently visited the Queen in Virginia.
Doing this shit again? Come on.
Do you know any tentative release time for that documentary?
I don't know. I have another documentary that I have to finish before that.
I always have to fucking do this shit.
Speaking of big projects, I gotta fucking finish the Keffel thing before I go to Vegas, so I gotta get that fucking out of the way. But it's gonna be fun. Nux, any big things from you? Any updates from the VTuber?
So I don't know. I have like an hour and a half long video shitting on Twitch, like every big controversy they've ever gone through, because they keep.
Yeah. I just saw that fucking video. That was hilarious.
But I don't know. We'll see. I made it for fun, and I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole.
Has Amaranth gotten unbanned yet?
I don't know. But I'm a signed Kick streamer now, so I feel like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
You're just giving them the fucking green light to get rid of you.
They removed my checkmark on Twitch, by the way. Okay, I have 300,000 followers there. I was a partner there for like 5 years. They removed my checkmark last week. I don't know why. I was never told. I'm an affiliate now. You believe that? That's the pettiest thing in the world.
Those losers, bro.
Rest in peace.
Them losers. Anyways,
Rest
ladies
in
and gentlemen,
peace,
if you like what you saw,
buddy.
please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it.
This is you from for going to kick. Shouldn't. This, I'll hide that just so I can pull out another video. This Sneeko just got annihilated. Oh boy.
Hello, guys and gals.
40 love.
Yeah.
It's me, Mudaharn. Welcome back to another episode of the Some Ordinary Podcast. This week we have my beautiful co-host Nux Taku. We have Gamer from Mars. Oompaville is currently in the middle of a move. I can't speak much more than that. Things are always complicated behind the process, but he will be back and he will be hustling candy.
He's in a bunker.
Yeah, he's scared. He's prepping right now for Doomsday.
Yeah, he's getting away from the vegan teacher, I guess.
Not prepping for Doomsday. How's it going?
Yeah, no. We're already in the end times, bro. I'm not prepping, but no, yeah, it's going pretty well.
What's with the Asmongold blood wall in the back?
I was on Kick or Keep yesterday, and it got a little bit intense, as things tend to do, I guess, on Kick or Keep. And I actually won Kick or Keep. Like, I know you've been on, and it's like, dude, I don't know if you've seen this, what is it, Johnny Somali guy? I think Upaville might have made a video on him. But, like, the guy who went to Japan got arrested for basically being a weirdo.
He's my favorite.
Right, then recently got arrested in fucking Israel for also being a fucking weirdo.
Yapping the entire time, like just yelling. I was just like, man, I've got to argue against this guy. And so I went and I just took a nap, and he ended up like arguing with Destiny and the other people, whatever, at Karantos, and Destiny just kicked him, and I won. So yeah, I bled out, but like I took the dub. You know what I mean?
Let's go, dude.
Well, that's always good to have.
Yeah, bro.
Jesus Christ. No, I've been following the Johnny Somali trend, and it's like a lot. Like it kind of ties in a bit with you made a big banger video recently with like Sneeko in it. It's doing really well.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And, you know, it kind of ties into that whole community ever since, like, Kick and all these guys kind of came up. It's like, bro, people committing straight up felonies on cameras for views.
It's like, dude, like, it's a renaissance
And
of, like,
YouTube doesn't
CX
give a shit.
community, like, Ice Poseidon community, bro. There's, like, the whole Kick community. It's like now, suddenly, what Ice Poseidon was doing before
Or
those
Twitch
rules,
or
now
Kick or
there's, like, a
whatever.
renaissance of, like, oh,
As long as it makes money, they don't give a
You
shit.
know what I mean? Like, even when you guys were describing, like, Neon got banned for saying some really dumb shit, right? And, I mean, he's back, right? Like, 3 days or whatever.
You can call it dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He threatened that he would.
Anyway.
Yeah, 3 days, and
Whatever, dumb.
yeah, exactly. We should give context to it too. He threatened to, what was it like? I mean, we already said the word. Yeah.
We're gonna have to bleep some of these words.
That's good. No, this is good. You're gonna need to. Yeah, I'm glad you guys don't like optimize for algorithm. I'm glad you censor after the fact because especially when you're covering these Kick guys, it's like, and same with Rumble. It's like these guys, they don't give a about any of like algorithm or anything like that. They don't have to obey by that.
It's so rough to be a Kick streamer in 2024. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's true. You know, actually, this might be an interesting kind of discussion open.
I mean, I don't think Kick
to you guys. I'm not sure, but
Kick
I actually
doesn't give a
am
shit.
Twitch
doesn't give a shit as well, but
initially I
Kick
had
doesn't give a shit
bit of
even
reaction where I
further
was
than
like, I don't
that.
like these platforms. They're attracting kids. Specifically with Kick, I'm very sussed out because it's like I understand the funnel or whatever. It's like you
very
attract
rare for
kids
people to actually get
this
fucking
degenerate shit,
banned
and you get them to
on
gamble.
Kick.
Oh,
Unless
hell
you're
yeah.
Sneeko or whatever.
The one benefit that I definitely see from these
Isn't
platforms
Sneeko even
is that
banned on Kick?
I hope to an extent they'll never gain
Yeah, I think he's
obviously
still
the market
there.
share of YouTube, whatever, but I hope that they stick around because I do think that if they do get any real leverage like over Google or YouTube will get less strict, you know what I mean, to like kind of just oust their angle, right? Because their angles you can kind of do whatever you want. And so yeah, I hope that basically I'm an advocate for like desensitizing YouTube a little bit, right? Because a lot of, especially obviously with like algo speak and a lot of the shit that people have to do to like, you know, conform. It's like certain buzzwords, all this shit. It again, if
I mean, like I watch a couple of podcasts, and every time I go to a podcast, it's always usually just like whenever they cover sensitive subjects, or like, oh, they got SA, they got R worded. It's like, oh, graping, and I'm like, okay, dude, I need a fucking glossary for this kind of shit. We're talking about a serious subject.
No, that's facts. Yeah, and like even with us, right? Like, I obviously like, especially Muda. I like you're in my mind like a reporter, right? Like you actually do genuine research, right? And so a lot of times if you're reporting on like serious cases,
if you're doing a
whatever,
YouTube video, I think you
like,
do need to do
topics
some
that if you
fucking
talk about,
research.
like,
Otherwise,
will
you're
be kind of
just making
stifled
yourself
a little
look
bit,
like a
right?
fucking
Like,
idiot.
there is a push to like literally, it's literal sanitization, right? Like it's not that you're doing anything wrong by covering anything. It's just that the topic itself is like, oh, that's not exciting. That's not like advertiser friendly or whatever.
Yeah, I've always described it as demonetizing the human condition. It's one of these things where Kick is just, as you mentioned, it's a response to people want more interesting stuff, and if Twitch is going to ban every single thing, I think the best example is when Justin Minks was like got drunk at a Twitch party and then fell on a table. They quickly panned the camera away so they didn't show that. And it's like that's like the most interesting thing of this streaming. You don't want to show it. You're scared of that.
Yeah.
It's like
Right, scared that meanwhile your fucking homepage is just all those women fucking
people are going to go in the opposite
jiggling
direction.
all over
You
the
don't have
fucking
middle
camera.
ground now. It's one way or the other.
to be
I think YouTube has kind of loosened up a little bit in more recent times, but there's always going to be a need for people that want something a little bit more edgy because there's a reason people don't.
I don't want to
watch
show violence, but you
television
can show
anymore.
titties
It's
on
because
screen.
It's just tiring.
Titties and
To
ass.
be honest, YouTube, I don't see YouTube really as almost in competition with Twitch.
I mean, I'm
Like,
not
it is
saying
so,
don't
so
show
much
tits
bigger,
and
and I
ass
don't
on
see
screen. Yeah,
Twitch
just
or
do.
Kick
You
ever
can do that.
actually competing
Just be
with
fucking
YouTube.
consistent
They
about
compete
it.
with
I
each
see-
other,
yeah, go
which
on.
I think is good enough, right? I think that's good for Twitch and good for Kick.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
If you want to be a
You
degenerate
can-
male streamer, you go to Kick.
don't
If
be
you want
like,
to be a degenerate
I
female
can
streamer,
show-
you go to Twitch.
I
Like,
can
it's
show
perfect.
this
You got the
mature
gender
stuff,
war in the
but
modern
then-
day finally coming back to our screens. But like, when it comes to YouTube, I don't see that helping YouTube. You just got to do nude yoga if you want to make it on the landscape today.
That's kind of facts, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying though. Like Twitch is a dying empire. Like that's how I see it or whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, they've already had to like retreat from like big
South Korea, right?
countries. Yeah, so they had to retreat, or they had to retreat for like business reasons, or I guess it just got too expensive for them to operate in that region.
Yeah.
Probably the advertising dollar was not worth enough to sustain those servers in certain regions.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, there's also with like new regulations and whatever coming in, whatever like that. a lot of the times it's also like people, when they realize that things are getting stricter or tighter or whatever, they just conform. Like they just play it extra safe, just because they're worried about potential rules, right? Like they're not even necessarily following any specific rule. They just want to be like extra safe. Like this happens like legally too. Like when, again, like in Hong Kong, like the national security bill was passed, and it's like suddenly, you know, there's like all these rules, and they're vague as right, and it's like you don't know exactly what will be enforced, what won't be enforced, so you just don't do anything. You know what I mean? You stay silent. You don't.
Like me, like
really
China.
Test the line, I guess. Yeah.
And then you have
Next
Twitter,
thing-
who
next
doesn't
thing you know,
enforce
Hong Kong
anything
again.
ever. It's like,
Ooh,
bro,
big
we're
here,
gonna
nice.
give you a 3-day
I
ban
think
and
that's
free
for getting
advertising.
the.
If you-
Yeah.
if
I
you
think
have
that's
sex
for
with-
getting
But
the
dude,
maxes.
honestly, that's like
Yeah, I
Twitch's
think that's what
angle.
it is.
Like
It
really,
is.
because it's their angle. It has to be like they realize, and this is something like you see it with Patreon.
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
that's
You
what
see
it
to
is,
an
the big
extent with
hitter.
YouTube, they don't lean into it as heavily, but like, dude, not safe for work content. It's in a way harmless because it's like not opinions. You know what I mean? It's not ideas. Ideas can be harmful,
I
right?
suppose. But porn
but
addiction is a real thing.
It is completely. I completely agree with you. But you know what I'm saying in the sense of like a
Yeah, let
manager,
me check.
right?
I think
like,
it is the
they'll-
maxes.
They won't think like that someone like a sex worker, right, is potentially harmful or whatever. Which fair enough, right? But like obviously, you know, if you're giving certain opinions, obviously that can be like potentially harmful. But the big thing is like with Twitch.
Okay, yeah, it
and
was
Patreon,
the
again,
maxes.
They're like a massive amount
Okay,
of
don't have
their
to worry
like,
about
revenue
it
is
anymore.
from not safe for work content. You know what I mean?
So Patreon, I feel like, being that Patreon is not really an algorithm, it's not like on every
Yeah.
smart television in the country, right? Like
Yeah.
it's something you actually actively have to look
Big
for, right? It gets
annoying, like-
advertised through Twitter
Yeah.
or through something.
Those
And, you know,
are
I understand
scope
the not safe for work angle on Patreon very well. But when it
They are
comes to
scope
Twitch,
points.
where you're an 8-year-old kid, you're sitting on your couch in your living room, and you're scrolling through Disney Plus, Twitch, and Netflix. You click Twitch, and then the homepage is freaking reruns of bathtub streams with like catnet dot
Yeah, or it's like
whatever.
It's like the 24-hour Family Guy brain damage.
Yeah.
in content.
Dude,
yeah.
but I'm telling you, there's like this weird artistic meta coming out of this that's like hilarious to me. It's like the most, dude. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like I think it's Morgue Pie or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't. Dude, this
I
girl
love
is.
her, dude.
I don't think that's how it works. I
She's
think
genuinely,
the
like innovating in this really
the
like weird way.
stroke
Obviously,
points-
Bro, like, when I
That's
saw the
like
blue screen
the-
Danny's, I was
You're
like,
gonna
my
lose
God,
your mind.
standing
So
ovation, bro.
someone on Twitter.
as for the actual yeah, it
It
says there
started with her doing like the thug
says
shaker, whatever the from Fortnite.
Yeah.
Points?
Topless.
I
was
think it's like
okay,
points and
this girl's
then,
clearly baiting.
something else.
And then I see that. And
The
I'm just
points
like,
are
yeah, she's
the
a genius.
actual,
Like she's the next Amaranth.
The funniest thing in the world
points
to
they-
me was when
separate points
Charlie
they
made a
get
video
for like getting
on,
3 wins or
saying-
whatever.
calling out like how Morgue Pie was innovating in the field. Then you had a different Twitch streamer going on Twitter to start and complaining about how I was the innovator. It was my idea. She stole from me. I had
see.
the green screen underwear first.
We literally had this discussion. It's like, in the grand scheme of things, like, I'd probably end up hiring one of
Oh,
these
yeah.
girls as, like, a
Oh,
fucking
dude.
lawyer. No
Yes.
joke.
They're geniuses.
Because I'm like, dude, it's like, if anybody understands how to... it's probably
That's a
these
great
people.
point, honestly. Yeah.
So,
Like,
I'm
goddamn.
telling you, man, they're like really interesting because it's like they're evolving. You know
different
what I mean?
strokes. What?
It's
Yeah,
an arms
yeah.
race.
They're changing
you
the
know?
game.
Oh, no.
You could get
That was
more
that.
people
Yeah.
on stream with getting away with it.
Oh,
I mean,
400
but that's
stroke
kind of the
points.
whole Twitch thing in general
Okay.
too. It's like it is just like a big arm. Like
I
one
just-
thing that I was
I was
watching
just
this
saying
video,
that,
I forget who it was made by, but they made an interesting.
They was
one.
like,
It's on YouTube, right?
depending
like,
on the
we're not in a direct competition.
depending
with
on
each
the
other, you know?
fucking
Like if I
Yeah.
upload a video,
win
you can
points,
upload
not
a video.
the
all
match
four of
points.
us-
But
if I make one
and then
banger
after
video,
I say
right,
that, I
if
get the
make,
fucking trophy. Like,
if I
goddamn.
make the Keppel's video next month, right? Like not if I do. But I make that, it goes well. You guys can piggyback off it. You guys can work on it, build off it. We're not in direct competition, right?
No, I agree. It's like mutually
As-
beneficial.
yeah.
It like
Yeah.
creates an ecosystem. Yeah.
Like if
Like,
if we
as
all
with
drop
your
a video
Goku
at
There
the
are
same
volley
exact
points
time,
then.
none of our views will actually take a hit. However, if there are two big
No, like-
streamers streaming on Twitch at the same time,
Yeah.
they both take a noticeable dip.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like Gokunar, you made a video with Sneeko, but like your video, I watched Oompa's stuff first.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Then I went to your stuff, but it all fed back. It's like he got the viewership, you got the viewership, you got two
No,
interesting perspectives.
exactly. And I am extremely grateful to Oompa and to you guys too. You guys are, you're putting me on to an extent. You know what I mean?
Okay, you need to get very close to
in
the
a way,
net
like,
for
the
it to
commentary
work. Yeah.
community is kind of shattered. It's like very like discombobulated nowadays. But yeah, no, it's like Oompa covers my video and like massive like
All your
benefit
points
to
I
me.
need to
But
get like
if you were
very
to look at
close
like the
to
numbers,
that.
it's like
What about
Uber's video
Smash?
got more views than my video within like 24 hours. You know what I mean? So like on paper, it would be easy to be like, what the man, what the hell? But I do not. But I don't view it that way, right? Because it's like this is excellent, this is awesome. My ideas are spreading, yeah. But like beyond that, it's like awareness, all this stuff. Especially the big one I see is like React content, right? Like I feel like if you are and I understand why people are like sketched out by like XQC or people who like shamelessly react, but in my mind, I'm like totally fine. Anybody can react to any of my content, completely re-upload it without reacting. I don't care. And it's like to me, I have such confidence in the content that like as long as eyes are on it, I view it as a dub.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
I think this is like kind of a point of the YouTube algorithm that a lot of people never pay attention to because it's a lot harder to achieve. If everyone's focused on the click-through rate of the video and the watch time, but the other big thing, if you are able to figure it out, is if you get a lot of people linking to your content. Yo, Gokanaro made a banger video about Sneeko. They're posting it on Twitter, the link to it. Other YouTubers are talking about it where they're like, listen, I'm giving a little
Lob shots I think are on
my thoughts,
square
if you want to
button,
watch
right?
the full thing,
Yeah, I
click
think
on
so.
it here. You're getting views and subscribers
Hold on,
from it.
let me check.
YouTube sees those videos that are actually driving traffic to the platform itself, and it's not just, you know, people that are watching one video after the next, but it's actively bringing people onto the site and engaging them. They promote that crap like crazy. Like if it has a viral nature to it, it's just very hard to pull that off. It takes a lot of work.
Dude, it's super hard. I don't know how much you guys think about this type of shit.
Yeah, I
but, like,
think
for me,
lobs are
obviously, I
triangle,
put a lot
right?
of,
Yeah, I
know,
think
eggs
so.
into the basket of that Sneeko video. It was a very stupid, very actually like almost objectively very stupid endeavor. Sneeko videos weren't even like really relevant anymore. Whatever. I kind of missed the window. Whatever. But yeah,
Right,
I
I think it is
realized,
different
if I'm going to
with the
promote
Ace
this,
thing.
it needs to be through my peers. You know what I mean? Like my boys, like you guys. And so yeah, I basically like tried my hardest
think
to
it's
make
always
it
the
kind of a
same.
spectacle. You know what I mean? I don't know if Muda or Nux,
Yeah, I
you guys
saw
are
it.
like aware. Yeah, okay.
I saw it. I saw
like
the whole.
Yeah, no, the
prologue.
production quality is.
I saw you baiting Sneeko into opening it on
I
stream.
mean, did I
The guy was
get
brain dead enough to
the
not realize it was a
thing
hit
while I
piece until he
was
was like 5 minutes in.
He was 15 minutes in. It was crazy.
It was wild. And he's watching it like, is he a fan? Is he a fan? And he's like, Sneeko has no father and is lurking for a father. He's like, I have a daddy. I do. I do.
But you know why that's the case? I'll just give a
Okay,
quick
that's
rundown.
the
just for
Smash
viewers, I
thing.
guess. I basically launch my Sneeko video before it was public, before anything. I kind of infiltrated Sneeko's Discord community, whatever, and I basically created a character for myself called Gulag Prisoner Charlie. Okay, and this is how much I had fallen off. This is what you need to understand. Okay, I'm like really coming from kind of the ashes or whatever in a sense.
Yeah, there we go. Actually makes
I was literally
think
showing
faster.
my face in Sneeko's Discord as like this character, and nobody even referenced like Gokanar or whatever. I was just like completely incognito, even though I was like fully seen. Anyway, and then I ended up hosting a demonic game show.
Now I
for
don't
Sneeko.
know if those
And
actually
the
count as
reason
like
that I did
lobs.
a demonic game show is because this guy
Hates
constantly
Satanism.
the last.
Yeah, I think
well,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much the same
since
thing.
he converted, right? But really, the last few months, he's been leaning into this angle of like I am, pious or whatever, and there's like demons in the world, right? There's demons trying to, infect your
Like
mind
us.
or whatever.
You can just say the Jews,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, we know what he's saying.
Dude, literally though, that is his angle. I wasn't sure, how explicit I could get here.
No,
but
it
that
is
his-
wild how, like, even on your game show, when you asked him, like, in your demonic game show, you'll ask him, who controls the evil of what is the evil in this world? And he's like, Zionism.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
You get a point.
And Zionism is actually a step up from what he was originally saying. Like, he originally
get a
started
point
out
now.
being a total idiot and literally just saying the Jews. Now, of course, he uses Zionism
Oh, that's
because
true, right. He says, the
there's
Jew,
more legitimacy
Zion.
there. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, these guys, they don't criticize, right, or whatever. They don't okay, they do, sorry, but they don't like say like, oh,
There we go.
the incentive structures that equals monetizing people's body parts, whatever. They just say, do you know who owns a fucking Jew?
The
The
rabbi.
fucking rabbis, dude. And it's like, okay, is your
Yeah.
problem with
Oh, I see.
incentive structures that are like promoting
He's getting the points because
Was it the
of that shit.
Jews, you know what I mean? And the answer is
Uh,
obviously
maybe
at the end
I'm
of the day,
getting
the
maybe
Jews,
if I-
because they're pretty much like it's all largely a code.
Yeah, it doesn't
But,
work like that.
Yeah, so that was like my angle. I wanted to, because he's talking about him being holier than thou, whatever. I wanted to see, just curiosity, if he
How the
would
fuck do I get the
step
lobs?
into a scenario that is
How the fuck do I get
obviously
the,
demonic, right?
The volley points
again,
then.
just to kind of visualize it for
Yeah, every time I do it,
audience,
he just
like,
gets
I
the
am
point.
tied up in a red room, right? Which Mudahar, I used to watch, by the way. You're in
Deeper
dark web.
browsing,
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of an OG, honestly. I was especially during the Etika age. I was
Dude,
big into that.
I wish I was doing it every Sunday, but like nowadays, like I probably will do like follow up on the dark web stuff, but now it's all
How
just
you
like
do
the
this?
most illegal. Like it's just links to like.
Yeah.
It was great back then.
I know, yeah, it was exciting. Now, like YouTube does clamp down on that shit, like when you're live
I wouldn't
streaming.
even mind if YouTube clamps down. They were clamping down for like months when I was covering it, but it was just like now every site I go to, it's like, oh, that's illegal.
Yeah.
That's illegal. I can't show that.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like, that was really like innovative content though, because bro, like I think at the time I was probably like, geez, like 17 or 18, and it's like, dude, this is so exciting. You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
Yeah, you're on like the illegal part.
yeah, it's
Why
like,
is he
dude,
getting
this
the
is like
points?
Mr. Robot, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't get that. Why does he
But
get
that's the
the points?
experience that I wanted to foster for Sneeko, because it's like tempting, it's like seductive, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I don't
you
get
talk
that
about demonic
part. Why the
shit,
fuck
and
does
now
he
there's,
get
like,
the
a red room
points?
here. But the big thing is, like, I wanted to make it obvious to this guy, like, if you participating in this game show is gonna result in someone getting hurt, right?
Yeah, I don't
So,
get that.
You know, as he's like answering the question,
Why is he
like,
getting
it's
the
funny
points? I don't
because
get that
I
shit.
insert
How,
little
then how the fuck am I
questions,
supposed to get the volley
like,
points then?
Can you name 3 Roman emperors? And he can't. He just like
He's
he
like,
can't.
Augustus, 2 other guys.
Yeah, it's like I think he says Julius Caesar and Brute. He says Brute, but he means Brutus. But like Brutus is the guy who stabs.
And I
you.
guess it doesn't work if it's like he's like
And
serving.
it's funny, but the reason that I asked that question is just because this guy, you know, since he gets so many secondhand opinions and he just spews them out like they're fact, the guy's saying, like, you know, the Roman Empire
fuck did he
fell
get the
because of,
void
like, the
points then?
gays. And it's like, okay, so let's see how much he knows about the Roman. Oh, it's not, nothing. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, but the big thing though was I wanted every step of the way, I wanted him to be consenting, right? Like it was his choice to join the fucking call. It was his choice to continue with the line of questioning, even though I was getting hurt, right? Like again, he doesn't know who organized this. He doesn't know what's going on. It's clearly kind of demonic. I'm even asking about like Adam and Eve and the devil, right? And at the end of the thing, I was nervous because the big final question was like, will you open the briefcase? Okay, and there was a lot of build-up. We were trying to position it as like a Pandora's box situation, right? A very obvious Pandora's box situation. And I was nervous that he would actually have a moment of reflection and be like, damn, am I going to open this briefcase? Immediately.
Yeah, he did not hesitate.
No doubts, nothing, zero even flinching in his mind. And it's like, this guy, yeah, he's totally lost in the sauce. He's a complete
Idiot.
stooge,
Moron.
idiot, whatever you would say. But like at the end of the day, his principles don't hold up when content is presented, right? Like this shit, it was to an extent demonic, right? And he received his reward, and it was the video, right? So I knew that Sneeko wasn't reacting. He was like protecting his frame, right? This is like these masculine guys, they always want to protect their fucking frame, which
Because every time I try to do it, it just gives the point to him.
But like I basically knew like these guys, they kind of don't react to negative content anymore. Ever since Willie Mack's video, especially, right? Obviously with Charlie, he kind of had to respond, but Willie Mack, he's another sharpshooter. Like we got a few sharpshooters in the community. Definitely Mudahar, you're a sharpshooter.
Dude, Willie Mack, I'm working with him on the Keffel stuff, bro. Fucking insane the amount of research that he'll go to. Like he can dig out a clip from the.
I guess you can't do it if they serve.
I can tell we're like of a similar mindset and ilk because. Like I heard that Willie went into Keffel's Patreon. I was watching your guys' podcast, and that's
bro. We were there live, and I was in his account, and then like we're trying to like get the Patreon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, as it's live, I'm like, Willie, you won't believe this. Dude, I'm looking at an account, man.
Dude, it's awesome. But the thing is that he realizes, like, with most people, this is a normal thing, right? But, like, if you actually want to understand someone, understand their mindset, understand what they're promoting, especially, like, their end goal, whatever, yeah, if you infiltrate their community to an extent, you'll get, like, a pretty honest, reflection of what they're about, right? So like, yeah, I kind of joined Sneeko's community, and I was just trying to understand like what's the mindset of someone who would watch Sneeko, right? And
Yeah, for some fucking reason the volleys don't work when after the guy serves.
Audience would want to watch, which is probably difficult. It is in my mind difficult. And so yeah, it needs to be kind of ADHD edited. It needs to be a little bit spicy. You know what I mean? It needs to be like very stylistic because obviously he does have a lot of like fans from back from like his old content. And so yeah, at the end of the day though,
you killed it though. It was such a great video.
But thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But Nux, you probably registered when you were watching Sneeko react, right? Like his audience was glazing the video. It's just the most insane thing. And the reason for that is that I realized, and this is why he reacted for 15 minutes and then realized I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I tried doing it closely.
His audience does dog on him a lot. Like they do mock him
Like
a
the
lot.
volley
You know what I mean?
Sure, but also I think they like he has that whole posturing thing. Like if he gets destroyed and he just fights back.
Yeah, the point for some reason gets to him. I don't get that.
They view
Why?
Sneeko as a fighter because every single one of his streams he'll be talking about how, oh yeah, well, you're pasty white guy with long hair, you can't fight, I'll fight you in the street. And then the guy's like, okay, I'll fight you. And then Sneeko's like ignores him because
it's actually insane how easy it is to piss him off on the stupidest shit in the world too. Because his whole idea is like this very binary view of the world. It's like you're either rich or you're poor, or you're like, you know, Chad or a fucking
one of my favorite.
So like when
when
he meets up with like Charlie, right? And Charlie's like a fucking built guy. Like Charlie could take him in a fight. He's like, well, I can't go up against him. When it comes to money, Sneeko never talks about it with me. I'm like, I do business just as much as you do. So it's like, okay, you shut up right there. It's like so easy to quiet him down.
It's easy to
so
quiet
easy
him
to
down
like
for another reason. Like he
What
puts
points
himself
were he
forward
got?
as like
They could also
an
get
intellectual titan. Like a
volley
man with
points I
ideas
still need
and
to figure.
passions
Volley points I still need to
and he
figure
really
out how
doesn't
to
have
fucking do that.
And I think he knows
correct.
that. And I think he's really insecure about it. The same thing with money. Guy has no money. Okay? Like, no one will say that because no one knows what their bank account is, but he has no YouTube channel. He makes absolutely nothing on Rumble. Okay? He spends a lot of money just to
Smash
keep up
points
this
and
facade
the
that
other
he's a
guy
rich
needs to
guy.
fucking
Guys,
wobble.
in my opinion, he's probably broke. Listen,
Well,
he hates the Jews
I
enough to
mean,
not invest, so, like, I'm just saying, he's probably sitting on nothing.
Define broke. So, like, why do you think he has no money whatsoever? What is he spending it on? Like, if he actually bought the place, does he own the place he's living in?
See, but
No, he's renting, but
yeah, but I think
Like-
he spends
Damn,
everything
dude, that's such a
for the
L.
flex. He needs to keep up that appearance that he is the super rich, successful guy. You know, with the cool cars, with the events, with the parties, with the front row tickets to shit.
weird.
You know, like he has to keep that up, that facade, because the facade is all he is right now.
But that facade like doesn't even correlate well with the Muslim grip
Which
that
is
he's
hilarious.
doing because it's like
yeah. I mean, he lately he has been taking the Muslim thing more seriously, but there was absolutely a point where it was a total like completely borderline cynical grift or whatever you'd say. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't angle at necessarily dogging on the fact that like he's broke or whatever, because I do think like let's be clear, he has more money than me, whatever the
He's
he's
just
doing.
probably spends a lot of
like,
shit.
I think it's more
never
interesting,
ends up
like
fucking using.
because the big thing that I did,
He
right?
just
Like,
wants to show
I don't
off.
know, people might be listening and think because the video is an hour and 50 minutes, which seems so excessive. Like that's what people's initial reaction is. It's like, bro,
Nah, bro,
on
that was
Sneeko,
movie night. What are you talking about?
dude, I'm glad that people think that.
The long videos are good, dude. Long videos are the best, especially when you're covering. Like you gotta like immediately. Like I always like one thing that I've always discussed with people when covering videos, like on anybody, it's like, dude, why don't you shorten down like this crypto analysis by like an hour and 20 minutes? I'm like, no, trust me, I'm digging deep into it. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it really doesn't
Not
matter
meant for the TikTok
with
brain, all
when
right?
serving
I'm gonna
because
go
it
through
doesn't
every single
fucking matter.
aspect just so
It's
when
always
this
the same
asshole
one.
responds,
Yeah.
there's gonna be just like everything putting him down. No, long videos
That's
are great.
no, that's facts. But my thing was, again, I was trying to angle for his
Maybe
audience,
that's
right?
maybe that's the reason the
He
different
deifies
thing
the shit. That's
took
why
longer,
he's,
because
like,
I think
literally-
when you're doing
again,
serves it
you
doesn't
watch
count.
him
So
during the game
I
show
think that's what it
nuts,
is.
And he's like constantly. This was why I knew I could pull it off, was because he'll do what his audience wants, because they're like short attention span. This is a big thing, by the way, with streaming. Like, it's so fascinating to see, but like people who are not aware of this, their brains get shaped by their chat. You know what I mean? Like the chat, people think like influencers are influencing their chat, but in reality, it's super cyclical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sneeko's like,
Are you saying that there's like audience capture, basically? That's the term?
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Audience capture. You see it, by the way, with Leafy as well, which I take aim at in the video because to an extent I am sympathetic to Leafy because I do think he has like some kind of a drug dependency potentially fueling what he was doing, but like him in the anti-gay arc, for those who aren't aware, literally just nonstop, like not funny, just like it's completely
just homo bashing.
Yeah, just like bashing gays or whatever.
Yeah, just
and it was like totally just for attention. Like
gay
in my
people
mind, it
for
seemed
no
obvious.
reason.
It was for attention, but like the reason for that is Leafy does get banned on YouTube, and I'm not a supporter of that at all. At the time, I wasn't, at least, and so. But when he goes to these alternate platforms, like what do you think chat's gonna be saying on Rumble, right? Like they're gonna be encouraging him to go as deep down the abyss as he possibly can, right? Like, and you see that in the video as well. It's like there's a point where Leafy is calling for the death of trans people, right? Like that's what he's saying, and then Sneeko is pushing back on him, like, bro, like. This is not what you should be saying. Like, what are you doing? And the chat's calling Sneeko soy, like, fucking the Jews got him. It's incredible.
Yeah, literally, like the Czech
even worse than the
going
fucking streamer.
Sneeko and Leafy are completely different beasts in my mind.
Yeah.
I think Leafy actually doesn't give a shit about anything. Like, he actually doesn't.
Absolutely.
Care. So when he'll say things that are just completely extreme, it's not like it stands out because it's not like it goes against his morals, because he doesn't have any. He doesn't claim to have any. Sneeko does claim to have some. So for him, it's always difficult, I think, and he has that battle.
Yeah, I believe you were saying facts, Nux, where it's like he doesn't have ideas, he has opinions, and they're like super lazy, shitty opinions, and like that is, again, like this is why this video took me so damn long, because I really wanted to like show where his ideas, opinions were coming from. And it's like he collects all of his ideas on stream from like the random more masculine dudes around him. You know what I mean? It's so fascinating. It's truly fascinating because it's like almost
the one
every
that has
single
the bigger
big
dick, I
platform
guess.
idea. Yeah, it contradicts his prior, principles or whatever, but it's also literally regurgitation. Like, it's not, any kind of a deep level of understanding.
He doesn't think through any of the things he actually says. He just says them because someone else said them.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty, like, let's say that's an ongoing theme on the internet, because I'm working on a big video about Ian Miles Chong, the infamous Twitter user.
He's not dead, right?
No, he's still alive. So that's the interesting thing, is that you watch him, like, before Gamergate happened over a decade ago, he was, like, pro-feminism, like, anti, like, these no good gamers.
He's a Reddit bot. He's an actual Reddit bot.
I think he, like, started Game Ranks, maybe, possibly. He was, like, one of the co-founders of it, which is still like a big YouTube channel. There's theories. No one could prove it for certain. He used to work there in the early days. Some people, I've heard rumblings that like he's still an owner, or he was at some point, although I can't prove it.
Like, they've killed it. Like, that's incredible.
Well, Ian Miles, here's the thing. Ian Miles Chung was like, screw these like gamers in the early days of Gamergate. And then the second he saw the tides turning, it's like, I'm a reformed leftist. I realize that the game industry is corrupt, and then just went on that side, and they all let him in. And then at some point, he like fought back. And then when Trump came into power, he became a Trump supporter. And then when Elon Musk joined, and then like when Trump became president, he also started posing as if he was an American. He's like living in I forget which country.
Malaysia, right?
Malaysia. So he's living in Malaysia. He's like Chinese, and he's like sitting there like saying like,
I still have no idea
voting for Trump, things like that, alluding to the fact like he's an American. And then when Elon Musk takes power of Twitter, he just starts responding to every single Elon Musk tweet. We love you, Elon. Screw the haters. You're the best person ever. And then like Elon Musk starts retweeting him all the time just because he like said took his side on everything. Yeah, and you just saw him over and over again.
He's like his ball washer.
Yeah, jumping and jumping. But then, like, he started trashing
it's
Palestine
like
and supporting Israel. But then he lives in Malaysia, where I guess it's actually illegal to, say that Israel is a state, is an actual valid country. So he ended up getting like caught up in the press there, where they start calling him out. They discovered him over in Malaysia because he's not really known there. Yeah, and he got arrested. But then he probably gone there, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, screw the Israelis. I'm all for Palestine."
This guy's amazing. Yo,
Yeah.
That's
like,
wild.
So we compiled like every single era of this guy over the past 15 years of just the bouncing back.
Yeah, these people are actual
you know,
fucking
starting
brain
a,
dead.
a
What the
website
fuck?
to sell Donald Trump memorabilia back, forth, back,
Yeah, we would
forth.
just say the most
And
random shit ever,
he
just to
doesn't
get
have
attention.
hardcore fans, but it's just whoever is in the Twitter, Facebook sphere of like a certain thing, they stumble upon this guy, and he's just reaffirming whatever they're saying at that moment in time. They're not like looking into his back catalog of content. They're just seeing what he's saying right now. They agree with it, and then he's able to kind of capitalize on just like a very active fan base until that teeters out, and then he'll jump to some new ship. He's just done that over the past 15 years.
He's incredible.
I mean, he's like the perfect definition. It's like when people use the term grifter. I remember like a year ago, Caleb was like, define grifter to me, and I'm like, man, Ian Miles Chong should be like, he's literally the fucking photograph on the term grifter. Like,
he's unashamed of it too. Like a lot of these people, I think they actually do believe some of the stuff. I don't think Ian Miles Chong believes a single thing he says. I don't think he cares. I think all he cares about is getting attention and money for himself.
Right.
And he's been very successful at it. You know.
How does he make money? What does he do?
Twitter, dude. You see how
Good. This is wastes time on fucking Twitter.
Yo, so this is his current book. Do you remember when Elon Musk started paying people to tweet?
Yeah.
So he started this limited program to show that Twitter's a great platform, and just enabled monetization on a bunch of random accounts, and then just started paying them like a bunch of money to make it seem like Twitter was like this great platform, and you too could one day become a partner and be making six figures just off tweeting. So he was one of them.
Sure.
He was one of them. Yeah, they're giving him like he's making a 6-figure salary just off tweeting this stuff right now. It's crazy.
Damn.
I know Ian
by just posting the most random shit
I don't know
ever.
how Ian is making that money. We're getting like, and we pull good impressions, and we're like, all right, $200, sweet.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. Like, I don't mind. Like, anytime Twitter pays me, I'm usually out at the bar with the boys, so it's like, oh, sweet, they paid for beer money.
Dude, that's awesome.
Right, beer money, I guess.
That reminds me of Tim Pool selling fucking slop buckets for the end of the world or whatever. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No. Slop buckets?
Yeah,
no,
he was selling doomsday
What?
food buckets. So you buy like food buckets of like food that'll last like fucking like 10 years or whatever.
Oh, like you get at Costco, like the 360-day supply. Frozen
and so
food.
like your grandma or your father was like watching Tim Pool, and Tim Pool was always saying like, this country's going to shit. It's going to shit. It's going crazy, and it's like we're going to, you know, the leftists are going crazy and all this shit, and it's like he's kind of selling like shit's falling apart. You know what I mean? Obviously during BLM he was like saying like you got to buy guns. You know what I mean? All this
he
shit.
took that out of the Alex Jones playbook. Alex Jones was
Smart.
for you're selling the supplements and then the supply kits for when you know, Obama like tries to put you in a camp, so you could like live off the grid.
That's hilarious. Though. That's the thing. That's funny as. That's one thing you got to give Alex Jones. Like, I do give like respect points to being funny.
I think all of this is funny. Every single person we've talked about so far, they maybe cause a net negative to society in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's entertaining in the process.
I think it just filters out people. It's like when the whole iDub stuff was happening. It's like, you know, iDubbbz' old content really harmed a lot of minorities. Now, I'm just gonna say it like this: like, as a minority speaking, if iDubbbz was the reason that like you had Nazi belief, you're probably a racist piece of shit to begin with, right? Like, I watched the same videos.
Yeah.
And I laughed at everything, and I'm like, you know, I never had a bad... It's like growing up watching South Park, right? Like, it's like, you know, most people will probably sit there and say it's not serious. It's like 4chan stuff, you know? It's like 90% of the board is usually just people who are like, oh,
people have no idea how
you know,
actually live their fucking
and then
lives.
there's maybe the small percent of it who is just like somebody who actually takes it seriously.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's just like me, you know, fucking white power, crazy shit. It's like, you have to... I don't know. Well, I feel like if you let these people can manipulate you, you're already a shitty person to begin with, and that's, you know.
There's like an old adage is that back in the 4chan days when it was a booming website that, you know, most of the 4chaners were just smart people pretending to be stupid. It was like a meme, but then eventually it expanded.
Then people actually
on, like,
became fucking
people thinking
stupid.
they were in good company and moving there, and it kind of shifted from, you know, the original demographic to just, you know, straight up incels and racists and Nazis. Whereas the early 4chaners, I think most of them were just, I'm blowing off steam after work and going on this website and like messing with some polls on the internet to name the new Mountain Dew flavor. Hitler did nothing wrong.
Yeah, iDubbbz is fascinating. I have definitely like tried to kind of understand, like, because iDubbbz, dude, like, how crazy is it to make commentary videos and get like 27 million views? You know what I mean? It is incredible, like what he achieved. Like I have kind of an integral respect to iDubbbz.
Are you saying like commentary?
how did
like
you pull
reaction?
that off? And especially,
like, God damn.
man, some of them were insane. It was like, how did iDubbbz get like 15 million views for like saying the N-word to an 18-year-old girl, and there was almost no pushback. It was like incredible, influence. He did have an influence. It wasn't, I don't think, as deep as you like. Obviously, like you're saying, it wasn't that deep. But it is interesting. Like, why did he stop? Right? Like in my mind, it's like, why did iDubbbz stop? Because it was all going well.
People will claim Yoko Ono is the cause of it. I'm not going to go into that conspiracy too much, but I mean, there are leaked tweets from Ian's wife where she wasn't happy with what she was doing, and Ian clearly had regrets, and they got into a crowd of like that poggers community on Twitch where those people are like very high strung about that sort of stuff, where they kind of had to reform their ways to like be accepted into that niche of the internet. So instead of just kind of stopping the content creation of that sort of stuff and saying, hey, like I kind of regret some of the stuff I said, but I'm moving on, like most people did from that era, he just kind of like was just in a self-pity spiral for years.
So, to be honest, I think one of the major things for iDubbbz, he was super duper successful, right? So to answer what you were saying, Gokunaru, earlier, I think the reason why he was so successful is because he was incredibly entertaining. Like this man's videos were funny as, like they were. I never heard of what's his name, Rice Gum, before I watched the iDubbbz video, and I absolutely loved that video. Like because it was just a really, really well made, well done video that was just hilarious. Honestly, I think you are like kind of a new age iDubbbz a little bit. That you put that entertainment factor into your videos. That like you care that the video is funny. It's not just about getting the information across. You're making a piece of content that people would enjoy for the content's sake.
No matter the context. They make things funny no matter the context.
That's a big ass compliment. Thank you. And I know what you're saying, and that's facts. And this is what Willie Maxshow definitely understands. Like at the end of the day, it is entertainment, right?
100%.
Like aesthetics are more important than facts and logic a lot of the time, especially when it comes to drama, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, it is kind of fodder. But I do think that to an extent, like iDubbbz, I agree, self-pity to an extent, kind of overly contrite, like whatever you would say. But there definitely was... self-hating to an extent, but there was definitely, and maybe imposter syndrome too, because she did, like, dude, like 17 million views on commentary videos. It's just insane.
But the thing is, he switched to he made that edgy content, then he switched over to the documentaries. The documentaries were doing great for him.
Like each one had less views than the previous one, and then Sam Hyde's one specifically, which he didn't upload, and then he got hate for, and then he did upload, and then he got even more hate for it. Like, the documentary route didn't really satiate his audience.
Here's the thing is, he didn't see it through all the way, and he wasn't making them quick enough.
I mean, he was still getting views.
He was doing like one a year, maybe one every 6
After all,
months.
that shit stopped getting attention, I guess. That's just YouTube in a nutshell.
It's just...
unless you do actual new stuff,
he was getting
people just get
6
bored
million views on each one of those documentaries, compared to now he's getting like 200,000 views, which is like still a decent like mid-sized YouTube channel by all means, but it's not the same. I mean, I recently went up and filmed a documentary with Airsoft Fatty, and my concept for it was like, hey, it's been like 5 years since Full Force came out, like why isn't there an update to this? And I was talking to Airsoft Fatty in person. He's like, yeah, man, we reached out to iDubbbz to do something, and he didn't want to. He wanted nothing to do with us.
He's afraid. He's afraid of another. What's his name?
I went back.
I think it's just a matter of like what happened to him is he has to launder his image to the point of hanging out with this new community. And this is one of the things where like I like having Gokunaru and like a lot of the guests on our show, right? Like I always feel like when I bring you guys on, my connection to that Twitch poggers community, so to speak,
gets worse.
It gets worse and worse. At this point, it doesn't exist, and I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a community where, like, I've never interacted with them in a content manner. So I've always interacted with you guys in a content manner, so I'm just going to stick to where roots are.
Yeah.
And where I think, like, at this point, I don't think the Twitch community really produces anything, because all the time I go over there, and anything of substance is usually watching a video from somebody in the call. So I'm always just going to stick around with this community quality. I think for Ian, it was like laundering his image to fit with the community that would never accept him. Because we talk about his use of the N-word. We talk about like up stuff. I want to just like say, the one content cop I remember of him using the N-word was the Tana Monjo one, right? And he only used it because Tana was like very free with that word, and then she was trying to launder herself. So it was like very much, if you understood within the context of the things, right? There's a big difference between somebody being a fucking objective racist shithole and somebody like, you know, being iDubbbz. It's like watching the N-word episode from South Park, which is like one of the most
it's a great episode.
Beloved
Great
episodes.
episode.
You know, nobody's gonna sit there and say, "Oh, is Trey Parker a neo-Nazi?" I mean, he said the N-word like how many times? No, like the whole point of that episode, if you understood the whole context of it, was about, you know, talking about how the like they very much had to spell it out with Stan and Token at the end, right? Where like Stan was like, "I get it. I'm not supposed to get it. I'm not in this situation. I don't understand the history."
Me. The capture card just died for no fucking reason.
When Ian was talking about with that word or using any of these slurs,
out of here.
You have to look at the greater context as to the greater message that he was saying in that entire thing, which is calling out.
Wait, the capture card just died.
The target was.
And the irony is, if you remember.
Come on, man. Fuck, capture card just died for no reason. It's just that little fucking push of the USB. Come on, man. Come on. Please don't tell me I have to fucking divide the stream into another VOD. Come on. Don't fuck with me. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank fuck. Yeah, I literally want to fucking fly. That was just buzzing around the fucking screen, and then I probably like touched the USB hub, the USB connected to the computer, just a little bit. A couple of fuck with the with the connection. It fucked with the capture card.
And it would have been fine. It's just the over and
this thing is so fucking sensitive.
8-year-old fans because calling them racist and Nazis and like Filthy Frank, Max Mofo, those people are in the same crowd. They've never done this self-pity campaign.
God, their
careers are fine, if not much better.
Turn off OBS.
The one thing I'll say is, just because I know this like very intimately, because I actually like genuinely was trying to figure out, because like Nux, again, you were saying I'm kind of in a similar, like I'm inspired by iDubbbz, and that's facts. And I was trying to understand just like the psychology, because it is psychically very interesting, and you know, some of you guys might know, very interesting to like make a video dedicated to shitting on someone. Sometimes like there's a lot of emotion involved in it, whatever, but like with iDubbbz, there was consistent, like what you're referencing when iDubbbz went on that H Street podcast episode and Ethan was like super liberally, you know, dropping slurs, that was when iDubbbz was still saying, you know, the M-word in videos, right? That was like in his prime, right? And so like the reason that he was like not cool with it was because it was not like a proper or like a clever context. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
100%.
Like and even this is like not that well known, but like I'm a big fan. Like my core inspiration. This is again another reason why me and Willie are like, you know, bound by blood to an extent. Like Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz. That's like a insane trio of inspiration for me. But Chad, anything for views, like other co-host of Cold Ones with Max Mofo, he got, you know, banned from Twitch for, you know, pretty brutal.
It was on the RV trip, yeah.
Yeah, pretty brutal clip
now?
Yeah, basically, I mean, he's just like saying the M-word in front of a black woman, and iDubbbz, like this is a behind-the-scenes thing that I've just been aware of because I like listen to these guys a lot, but sorry, like they said this on a podcast that this was a behind-the-scene thing. Anyway, and they basically said like when that happened, iDubbbz reached out to Anything for Views and was like, bro, what the are you doing? Like this is not cool, you know what I mean? So he always has had principles around it. Yeah, he wasn't ever just like thoughtless. That's the big thing with iDubbbz. Like he wasn't thoughtless. But yeah, I think that honestly he got spooked by the influence because, again, we don't have that much influence, but we do have influence, right? Like, to an extent, right? Like if you watch someone, you know, if they're selling you an idea, again, with like Tim Pool, like what makes someone buy a fucking slop bucket? It's like, yeah, you're getting to them a little bit, you know what I mean? You're marketing, selling something to them. And I think he realized like, man, I don't have that much life experience, like in a real way. Like he actually kind of was, you know, not that experienced of a guy, whatever. And he just like started to doubt himself, basically, once he, got socialized into these circles where, bro, this is like, I call this shit PMC circles, which means like professional managerial class, which basically means these are people who they're optimizing for like as if you're in a business setting where it's like you need to have HR and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like you need to be extremely politically correct to the point of not even discussing real fucking issues because it's like that's like gonna trigger someone, or it's like a fucking your safe space gonna get invaded or whatever.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
can't.
like, again, Muda,
You can have an opinion, otherwise you
like,
might trigger the
years
the
when I hear
five
you say,
the
like,
one
I
the
don't even want to socialize with these
0.01%
people,
or
because it's
whatever.
true. These people, they are managerially minded, okay? Like if they think you're like a brand risk, or you're like, you're covered in red paint, if you're
Like
covered
him?
in red paint, right? This is like a tactic when I was in Hong Kong. It's like, the protesters would get covered in blue paint, okay? And like they would just mass spray blue paint on the fucking crowd. And the reason for that is to identify them after the fact, right? And so if you get caught in some drama where you're like supporting some dude who said the M word or whatever, you know what I mean? Again, this kind of when Critical made his kind of little rebuttal to iDubbbz, that I could tell was him consciously being like, I don't want to conform to the basically like this kind of this mindset of like everything needs to be completely sanitized or whatever.
I absolutely love that Charlie video on the iDubbbz thing.
It's his most controversial, and it's rare for him to to really like
Have
make
one,
any kind
I
of
guess.
like divisive statement. I
Here's
would
the
think,
thing.
right?
I didn't necessarily agree with everything he said, but like by the
Yeah,
fact that
same.
he made a video like that was so obviously against the grain of what's considered okay by the general broad like Twitch community or whatever, like it goes to show that his opinions are actually genuine. Like he actually will say what he thinks instead of just parrot
Whatever,
the popular
it's-
voice, which I
whatever
thought
it's
was
popular,
really,
yeah.
really nice to see, to be honest.
Yeah, that's facts.
But as
yeah,
far as the iDubbbz thing, I think another thing that really led to his downfall, sort of. Now, without getting into too many conspiracies, he used to be living in a gutter, making one video a year, catching squirrels the rest of the time, like zero social life. Right? That was really the impression that he gave. I distinctly remember.
Anissa was his
Keemstar-
first girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. Distinctly talking about it on the Baited podcast. He said, I hate whenever iDubbbz gets into beef with somebody. Obviously, he said this because he got a content comp made on him, so he had a chip on his shoulder. That's my boy Keem for you. But, like, I hate everyone goes up against iDubbbz because it's not fair. iDubbbz has so much to work with because that guy made so much content. iDubbbz doesn't make any content. He's just sitting at the squirrels. Oh, and the squirrel is caught in the tree. He had, like, this whole weird ramble. Like, how upset he was because what are you going to call him out for? He only exists for his crazy in-character videos. And once he became completely like, well, he wanted to do more collaborations. He wanted to actually get more involved with the community. He ended up having a girlfriend that was a Twitch streamer and getting more involved with the community that way. Like that mystique and facade kind of melted away. Like he couldn't always be a character.
The interesting thing I noticed when I went to Creator Clash 2 is that he was running that and they lost money on it. They're like, how do we lose money on this? And then it's like they rented out an entire hotel. They were letting everyone stay there for free. They were providing meals and booze for all these people. A lot of them weren't even part of the event. They were just YouTubers that they invited. It's just basically like an entire community using them and like showing up to their event. Everything's on the tab. They're running this event to just like basically buy the friendship of this crowd of like upper echelon of online content creators.
Dude,
And there's something very sad about it.
It almost feels like a child's interpretation or like a fucking neat's interpretation.
Well, he's
of what
probably
the
doing
Hollywood
the
LA culture is
expert
like.
thing. Yeah, I think that's what it looks like.
You know, like for work, I've been to
Yeah,
California
he's probably
for a
doing.
bit of
He's
times,
probably
and it's just like
farming up the squares.
what they want to replicate with Creator Clash and a lot of these, like, I guess you could say award shows is almost like,
Vapid.
hey, we're just as important as Hollywood, we're just as cool as them, and like you're trying to appeal to a market or legitimize yourself in a market that will never in a million years accept you. I mean, anytime you see like some mainstream celebrities interpretation of Twitch, it's always, or any form of online content creation, it's always like 10 years behind the pack.
Yeah.
It's not that they're not trying to understand you, it's that they're actively trying to disrespect you.
Right.
Like online media, no matter what, it is growing at a pace that is far
They're
larger than
scared,
anything
bro.
traditional
They're
will
fucking
stand.
nervous.
Yeah, I mean, they're losing it. They're losing their... I mean, at this moment in time, like we talk about Tim Pool, we talk about influence, right? I would argue Tim Pool has more influence than, I would say, 70% of, like, all of the fucking
Fox News
political pundits that I've seen on the internet, right? Like, it's crazy. You go to like, I was in New York City, October of last year, and, you know, the fucking one sign that I kept seeing flash on Times Square and I was sleeping right across Tim Pool's face. He was just constantly fucking promoting the Timcast. Like I literally was like, I was in my hotel,
Oh, really?
like trying to sleep. I open up my eyes and I just see the Timcast. I'm like, bro,
Sleep paralysis
he's
demon.
putting in.
This-
Dude, that's my fucking sleep paralysis demon. It's like Timcast on the main Times Square billboard. So I'm
That's
like,
incredible.
I'm like, dude, he's making good money. He's promoting, and he's more like known than I would say most of these. Like, I know more about Tim Pool than I know about the current Fox News
Anchor.
hosts or anchors or the CNN people or anything.
The thing
Right?
is, because he's a person.
Even some of the
I think
people that Daily
so
Wire
much
and
of
stuff.
today is like so much quicker to hook yourself onto like a personality
Yeah.
of sorts, and it's like, oh, I know this guy, so therefore I'm gonna listen to his ideas because I know him and his ideas kind of mesh with mine, right? Like there's that mentality, and I think
it's one of the reasons why like Hassan is also in that same boat too, right? Like he's one of the most popular political streamers, and I would argue that even Hassan Biker
What the
has
fucking shit,
more,
man. Why is this? I have so much
legitimacy,
fucking trouble
or,
connecting.
well, like,
Fuck's
more
sakes.
known, more clout than even some of the biggest
But,
like.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I think I just
liberal,
possibly
like,
do
or
this shit over
right
and
or
over again.
left-wing
Otherwise,
reporters
just
that I
always,
see out there, or,
it just
you know,
fails to
people in
fucking
that
connect.
political
I will argue against that point just a little bit in terms of the fact that Tim Pool, Hassan Piker, all these people, all they do is spend all day on mainstream media sources reacting to it. They're not actually news. They're just mooching off of all of the reporting from the mainstream media.
Just to make
while
sure
also
that it
shitting on
actually
the
fucking
mainstream
connects to
media,
them.
even though
Well,
like, their
that's
entire
why I
business
say,
is just like reacting to what the old school stuff is doing and giving their thoughts on it without providing any new insight, just off of like a hot take.
That's why I think political punditry is the better term. That's why, like, when I said a reporter, I'm like immediately for like Hassan or Timbo, I'm like, hold on a minute, let's dial that one back a little bit. I think they're good for promoting that ideology or like, you know, constantly putting that into their head. I don't think they're good at reporting or like being on the ground or doing anything. I don't know much about. I know that Tim Pool used to be a reporter. I don't know about anything anymore. I don't know if he sends out people
listen,
for
Buddha,
him.
you,
But,
you probably don't know this, but it is possible for an adult and a child to have a dual
Jesus
relationship,
Christ, the
and it has a
fucking
benefit.
the
on-
Vosh
I don't have to bring up the Vosh clip. See, there you go. You're not going to see that on Twitter, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give them that, I guess.
True,
yeah,
true.
you won't see that on mainstream media.
No, take that, CNN.
People realize the YouTube people, because I know the Young Turks at one point tried to have like investigative journalists where they're trying to expand, and what they quickly realize is, hey, there's no money in this. The money is sitting behind a desk,
100%.
just running your mouth, a person in front of a camera. It's so cheap, you can make a ton of
Being
content.
quick to the news too. That's
Being quick
massive.
to the news, just sitting there, and whenever there's a new topic, make the video. Make the video.
Sit on
what
Twitch
the
for
YouTube
8
commentary
hours and
space is.
click refresh on the homepage.
Actually going out and having a journalist in the Middle East, like in like a war zone, taking video and like talking to people and risking their lives. You know, no YouTubers doing that. I mean, maybe there's a couple, but
it started with Sneaker, now it's just some random fucking political shit.
Online, they're just sitting on their butt all day, just giving their thoughts on things, and nothing wrong with that. There's a use for it. It works in a capitalist society, but I just don't. I don't like pretend that what I cover on my channel is like super important.
I mean, I think for the political side of people, it's all just like people who exist just to reaffirm. I don't think anybody gives a shit about
That's
like
a great point.
the hard fact or like the debate of politics. Like even when it comes to like just working on this Keffel stuff and it's like talking about like people want to turn this political. I'm like, dude, I'm just covering somebody that I think is a scam.
Yeah, but Kepler's is trans.
To talk
so
about
are you trans?
Are
you anti-woke?
Well, and that's the whole thing. My whole response to that, I'm like, you have to be like mentally disabled if you think that me criticizing one person that is trans is just suddenly criticizing them all.
This is total. Yeah, you guys are
It's
like
what the
totally.
fuck?
This is like a great conversation, bro. I love this. This is awesome. But I agree, man. Like what you're saying is total facts. Like a lot of people, politics is literally just watching sports for them. It's blood sports. Like, and in a way, I like the debate bros because they're almost honest about that. You know what I mean? Because it's like it is literally like at the end of the day, like, are we really trying to change each other's minds?
It's
no,
not
we're trying to
water,
flex our
it's
fucking
not
we're trying to flex our linguistic skills, kind of.
Sucking the dick of someone that agrees with you.
In terms of what Gamer from Mars was saying, like, yeah, immediacy, especially like when it comes to reliability, like consistent uploading, whatever. Immediacy is really like fucking easy and it sells and whatever, because obviously you can kind of latch on to whatever's the most current fucking news or whatever. But I'm a big fan of this shit. A lot of the times too, it's like these people, again, with the PMC, like the managerial mindset, it's like, do these people actually care about the issues, or are they trying to masturbate? You know what I mean? Like, are they trying to like stoke their egos and feel like they're just doing the right thing? You know what I mean?
Come on,
like
man.
confirm their fucking biases, whatever. And I think a lot of the times, yeah, it's just masturbation. Like, it's just completely impotent. But, yeah.
I think where it gets into like a bit of the danger, and I think Nux, you brought this up like last episode, was when like I think it was Vosh who said like misinformation is fine if it promotes like a leftist cause, and I'm like,
I saw that, yeah.
In no way, in my opinion, is misinformation like ever okay. You know, if you're gonna be somebody that wants to call themselves like a reporter or like cover facts, like try to cover as much facts as you can.
I was gonna mention that earlier because Art was talking about how there's no money in investigative journalism. I would argue that most people that are like doing really well in politics don't want an investigative journalist purely because it turns out things are going to be shades of gray, and no one wants shades of gray.
Nobody wants that shit. It's either you're an asshole or you're the greatest, or you either Jesus Christ or Satan.
Want is an actual shades of gray investigation, right? They want an extreme take.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's this thing called the Sweet Baby Ink stuff. I don't know if you guys have been following that controversy. Stuff. Yeah. So okay, it's interesting because like I covered that right like a couple days after the controversy, and I was like looking into everything that I could about it. Right. Like so one thing that I hate about the internet as of now is like when talking about this topic, it's always like, oh, these are right-wing neo-Nazis that hate minorities.
Into this because
these are like white erasure type individuals on the other end.
Oh, okay. He was creating
like,
the fucking character, so that's why it took longer.
Is who's like behind it, like everything. And
okay, I
like
see.
you said, Nux, everything is a shade of gray, right? Like it's a situation where one guy makes a Steam group talking about like I don't want to buy games from this diversity DEI firm like company, which is fine. That's your right. You know, you're allowed to respond however you want financially. The other side starts a actual campaign to get this dude's Steam account removed. So I'm like, okay, so you started the first salvo of harassment, and now it's become a thing where people are trying to extrapolate it into like, oh, this is the first instance of a 4chan post or something. I'm like, dude, just say you guys don't care about any fact or like any context. You just want your exact side to come out the winner in this, right? Like it is a team sport. You don't care about what is the objective truth, because the objective truth of a lot of situations is there is so much gray in between all these. Like when I covered the completionist and like when I covered his charity stuff with Carl, it's like that guy always watching back rubbed me the wrong way for sure, but like even in that situation there's like a human element, there's an emotional element, there's a lot of nuance that you have to address, and I kind of hate when I'm looking at like the political side of the internet that just consistently tries to take away that rip apart the context.
This person
it's funny we were talking about
100% good or 100% bad. There's no in between.
I guess it's not
there's a lot of that shit, especially on Twitter.
His claim to fame, honestly, because he worked for Vice, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Vice videos where it's like cannibal, like there's like a real life cannibal. I remember I would watch Tim Pool basically when I was younger. I just thought he was cool because it's like Vice was the shit back then.
They made so much good shit back in the day.
Dude,
North Korea.
They were innovative for investigative journalism. It's very cool. But so Tim, when he left Vice, he wanted to lean into this investigative shit. Anyway, he goes to fucking Sweden basically, and he basically the thing that he sells, he does a documentary, whatever, and he basically effectively sells the idea that yes, immigrants are completely ruining Sweden, whatever. And irrespective of what you think of that view, when you and this has all been revealed literally years later, but it's like in this fucking documentary, he's interviewing like the fucking white nationalists or whatever, you know what I mean? Like he's interviewing like the people who will say that no matter what the you know what I mean? The leaders of these parties that he probably doesn't even fucking know who they are. As well, what's even more than that is that the footage, the camera woman who was working with him, she released the footage that Tim Pool used in this documentary to like make it spicy, as if like I believe it was something like these immigrants are like following us, or like the police are following us, or some shit. And in reality, it was just like nothing was happening.
Oh my god!
It was just two random people, I guess.
There's a very good video by I think it's It's Vadim. This guy's like kind of underrated, but I don't think he uploads that much anymore. But like Tim Pool is a very suspect individual. Like this is a guy, I don't know, he's worth looking into. But like
your next big video, Tim Pool.
Definitely not impossible. Definitely not impossible. But he's a guy that I've been very suspect of for a long time. The thing is, though, is that like in recent times he does kind of keep his head low a little bit, like in the sense that he really does kind of like keep his shit mild, if that makes sense.
Enough not to draw controversy.
There's enough money to be made off of just being like below the top person in the space, because if you're a Tucker Carlson, you're getting scrutiny over every single thing you do. But you know, a quartering, especially nowadays, quartering gets a bunch of views still. He has a dedicated following.
Not the quartering,
you don't hear
right,
people like going after him anymore. It's just not a thing. He's still making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, I'm sure, off of his content. But you don't have to make millions of dollars, and then you're also like removing a lot of the stress off yourself. I think
the only thing about
kind of screws up. He's the
about the coordinator I knew, I've seen some videos of him before, but I think the only thing that I know about him is he wasn't the number one person. He tried helping out MXR boys or whatever when they got screwed by YouTube.
That would be the focus, and he would just kind of get away below the radar. That's kind of how I see things operating as like the most optimal place to be. It's not good to be number one.
The fascinating thing about Hassan is that he really does not give a about optics of like appealing to like kind of a logic or reason when it comes to the commentary community. Like he's extremely like totally writes off the commentary community, and I was amazed, to be honest, when he like the Willie Mack interview. I was amazed that he would take like such a kind of bold angle where it's like, I haven't even seen your video, I don't get what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay, dude,
and it's like
that's everyone.
He could. Yeah, all that he needed to potentially, I mean, all that he probably needed to do to like save face or whatever you would say is just like probably watch the video, you know, agree with some shit, not agree with some of it, you know what I mean? Like just take the lickings, like and like improve whatever. But it's like no, it's like complete. You're not my target demographic.
I could be almost fucking sad because I have no fucking clue about any of the political shit. Again, that's just my European side.
People, a Tim Pool, a Hassan Piker.
If I was American, I have probably more to say, I guess. I don't know.
They're persistent. They never stop. They're able. You could say what they're doing is easy content, and it is. But Hassan doing that every single day, 6 days a week, for years on end, I couldn't do it. That's so mentally draining. So people say
they're good with the inertia.
It's funny when Hassan said, "My job is hard." It actually is hard. Most people couldn't do what he does.
I totally agree.
It's just
again, I don't think it's the hardest thing in the world, all right? But like, but it is difficult.
It's socially draining.
It is
like
somewhat
difficult.
I
stream once a week
definitely not
for
the
like
hardest
3
one.
hours, and even after that, I'm like,
okay, if you're not like trying to fix a fucking
or whatever, like.
I think the distinction
10-kilometer fucking tower or whatever.
And it's hard, so you can't complain if you could do something else that's.
Oh, hi there, Scrod. Hope you're doing good.
Back to like the Wings of Redemption.
Hope prom went well.
People tell them to go get a real job if they hate YouTube so much, and then they don't because YouTube still makes more money.
YouTube easy money. You know what you're doing.
Nearly as hard as Hassan.
No, that's the other. Well, it's just it's.
So yeah, we weren't just doing virtual tennis today. You were doing a little bit of Crash the Times, and I was just like waiting for the guy to show up.
I watched a clip of Hassan like right after I made like a tweet about it, and he was like, Muda jumped on even with the added context. I'm like, it's not jumping on. It's like, dude.
I'm pretty good so far. I got. Although again, this shit's still gonna take fucking forever.
I love running my own company more than I do any because all of the rewards come back to me. Even if I'm working more, if you looked at like the per week, I'm like, at least my reward pool is higher. I'm like, dude, you have a good life, you have good everything. Like, first off, to stream, you don't even have to fucking think of driving. Like, imagine living in fucking LA and then having to like, oh shit, I have to go to work, I have to drive. Like, and Jen has to fucking drive to work. She has to go do that. Most of my stuff, if I wanted to, I could even remote at home. I'm like, dude, just take the fucking
lickings.
Just accept that you're fucking blessed and like, just whatever. Socially draining. Also, it's socially draining because you bring this shit onto yourself too.
True. Well, and there's nothing stopping him from saying, I'm only going to stream twice a week, and he'd still make more than enough money to sustain.
Yeah, he's only said that shit because he tends to like stream almost every day. If he was more like me, where I only do like 2-3 hours per stream, 4 or 5 streams a week, then it wouldn't be as bad.
Could I cut off one of them and then just focus on the other two and save save myself a ton of mental strain. Yes, but I do it to myself. I maybe shouldn't.
Right.
But it's my fault. I can't sit here and complain on the internet to my audience about that, since it's what I've done.
Well, I mean,
and
you
it's what
can.
I've
You'll just
chosen.
get made fun of.
Yes. Well, that's why I don't
That's
do it.
true.
I see.
The thing is like, again, it kind of goes back, like, dude, Twitch streamers, like, to get into the mindset of a Twitch streamer, like, you really do, like, your chat, it's so weird, but your chat are like your coworkers, right? So, like, eventually you just start thinking about just, like, your job, you know what I mean? So but you're, like, too comfortable. And then, yeah, someone will clip it, and rightfully, like, yeah, dude, like, I mean, if you're making fucking multi-millions, you know, for basically streaming for 10 hours a day, yes, you're fucking lucky as yes, but you know, it's like it's like the
not
kind
everyone
of
can
everyday
do that
kind
shit.
of just bitching that you would have at like any job, more or less. That shit, you know, since there's like literally in some cases like 20,000 people listening, it's like, bro, my life is about 1,000 times shittier than yours. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, well, I
Yeah,
guess
my
the better
job
example
is
like,
hard
imagine
enough.
If, like, you're in the water cooler and the fucking
Says that to the
C-suite
person that's
executive
working
comes down
at
and you're, like,
retail or
fucking
whatever.
pencil pusher,
Yeah.
And the C-suite guy's like, man, my fucking job sucks.
Yeah.
It's draining and everything. I'm like, dude, you also, bro, you also live 100 times better
Yeah.
than me too. Like, you.
Yeah. Man, I used to work in tile installing, and so that's like, yeah, laborious, whatever you would say. Like, it's like hard on your knees and your back, whatever. But dude, there's something about like these trades guys that they just have like this completely undefeatable like mindset. And one of the funniest manifestations of this, I remember, because this is like a family trade, working with my dad, like when I was she's probably too young, but like basically one of the guys at this job, he had a tattoo. He was a Russian guy, like fresh off the boat immigrant guy, and he just got a tattoo. He was all excited about it. He was just learning English, and the fucking tattoo was all like along his arm, and it just said "Everyday Good." And I'm just like, that's fucking hilarious.
Everyday
That's
good.
cute as
That is
like,
so
I
cute.
I really like that mindset. It's funny that obviously like the English isn't great or whatever, but like the guy like was completely like his mindset was like, you know, completely like one of the best I've ever, you know, seen. And it's like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, with especially when, you know, if your entire job is just kind of, yeah, like reacting to people, like going through the motions, it's like reaction. You're constantly adapting. It is different than if you're kind of like a tradesman, or like, again, yeah, even like doing research, right? Like with your research, you probably get a
Reacting, not
ton
really
of
doing
fulfillment,
much.
both, like all you guys, from, you know, the fact of like,
Yeah, I mean, that's what
probably made
Nux
the best
does
video on this, you know
nowadays.
what I mean?
It's
It's
just
like,
Nux
you
and
get, you
more.
get like, oh, I fucking love my job type of energy.
Sometimes he
Whereas,
does
yeah,
like
literally, I have
some
to, I have to sit in this chair and
game
talk to
shows
this
or
fucking
whatever,
chap 10
or
hours today,
other types of
contractually.
videos. But
Oh,
most
dude,
of the time
nothing
now he
is better
just
than, like, working on a video. Like, I remember the
reacts
Mom
to
Max
stuff
stuff
on
was
Twitch
hilarious.
or on
Like,
Kick
digging
or
through
whatever.
all of it, putting it together, and then just like nothing is more satisfying than like clicking the drop down button, hitting public,
Yeah.
and just letting that.
Dude,
I'll admit, I hated that whole situation. I hated the Mama Max situation.
that's fair. That's
I love
yeah,
winning,
that-
dude.
they're
I love it
fucking
when- I love winning
asshats.
that situation.
It's,
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, like for me, it was very difficult to get the Sneeko video monetized because I was really trying to not sanitize it, right? Because again, these guys are talking about, you know, all these buzzwords that'll get you demonetized, right? They're talking about white nationalism, they're talking about hating women, they're talking about hating gays, they're talking about all this stuff, and I really wanted to like, because it's like, I really wanted to take it head on, right? Because it's like.
right,
A lot
but
of
then
times, and
YouTube
I
doesn't want
understand,
to
like, this is not even
do that
criticism,
shit.
But like, it's really easy to focus.
No, you
on
can
the
do
person,
that, it's just
right?
you won't
But in my
get
mind, Sneeko as
monetized.
a person was just an amalgam of these like dog shit opinions.
Yeah.
Like every time he gets criticism, he falls back on like his fucking principles or his opinions or whatever. And so yeah, I just really wanted to like take the fight to his fucking opinions. And I'm like, again, I'm really glad that, you know, it's it got monetized and whatever, because it took like literally fucking like 17 tries.
Great.
Like
Gonna have to do another profile.
That's a
yeah.
record.
I needed it to be honest. Like you guys would know, like if a video gets demonetized, it doesn't get carried in the algorithm. You make
Oh, we
all
know,
money.
we
Like,
know.
It's,
We've
it's
been
like a
there.
death sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play
I
the
think
game.
with like any videos, like when it gets fucking age restricted, that's like you just know the
Yeah,
video's
it's
dead.
dead.
You can just look at it on the real time
Completely
graph.
dead, yeah.
It's over.
Yep. Yeah. There's like some of the incentive structures on YouTube, like it literally takes a masochist to, you know, make certain videos, especially, you know, again, if you're like really like grappling with certain ideas, it's tough, man. Yeah.
That's why, like, ever since the apocalypse, like, happened, and I've discussed this with Art and everyone, too, and it's like, I moved all my money in investing and, like, starting up our business, so it's like,
Genius.
the moment, like, so when I made the Sneeko video, it's like, when he kept on, like, using the R word and everything, I'm just like, oh, that one?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
See, I'll just throw out the N word.
It's like, these guys always talk about escaping
Yeah,
the Matrix,
it's
and I'm
all
like, what are you
fine, I
talking about?
guess.
I'm on the same platform. I'm on the Matrix.
Oh, bro.
Breaking the rules of the Matrix.
I love that. I love that mindset where it's like,
Yeah.
Sneeko will say like, I'm like in an echo chamber, but in reality, it's like, buddy, I stepped into your fucking echo chamber. You know what I mean? Like, and I set off a bomb is what I like to say, because it's like, that's pretty much what I did. Like, again, the first like 30,000 views of my video were Sneeko fans. You know what I mean? Like, everyone in his fucking community was like, if you see in his Discord, everyone's talking about it. They're like, yo, what the f- going on? And then he's censoring his fucking Discord, all this shit. He tries to like hide the bot.
Has Sneeko acknowledged your video?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he
He watched it.
Sorry, I can like link you guys after, but just I guess for chat. Yeah, I basically literally he released the video. That's how I like to frame it, because again, I hosted this game show for him. I asked him 10 demonic questions. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know any context what's going on. And then the final question's like, do you want to open this briefcase, Pandora's box? He opens it. Big thing comes on screen. Collect your prize at youtube.com/Gokanaru. And then he goes and he's like transfixed. He's like,
And then he's just a dude that says, fuck
and
you.
he reacts to the first like 15 minutes thinking like, dude, this is like a fan. This is like crazy. I might be able to collaborate with this guy. And then it takes him that long to realize like, like this guy's actually making a hit piece. I got owned. You know what I mean?
And then he made some other like kooky response where later he would like briefly mention it's like, oh yeah, there are these people, these forces of Satan that are making videos about me.
No, he called me when I worship the devil, and that's why I take the angle of like, why did you play with the devil? You know what I mean? Like, why did you participate in this? You know what I mean?
Why do you want to play with the devil?
But yeah.
Why you went to hell and
I
sign a
definitely,
fucking contract?
Echo chambers are fucking weird, man. Like, they really allow people to just not question themselves.
I mean, if you don't have any reason to like, that's the weird part about this like super red pill, like, and again going back to even like the political side of things, it's like all of these like groups, when they don't allow people to critically think, that's when the echo chambers form, and it's like I think that's the biggest net negative for any society right there. It's like,
true.
I interact with so many people that I could have a disagreement with, right? Like, I was on the Unsub podcast. Those guys are a little bit more right than I would be, I would think, but that doesn't mean we can't have a fucking discussion. That doesn't mean we can't have dialogue. Doesn't mean we can't challenge each other, right? Like, when you're so busy in sanitizing the world for your little corner, I think ultimately all you do is just like, you're just leading to the dumbing down of society. We are built upon constantly challenging each other. If we don't do that, then we, I guess, intellectually almost die as a species, in my opinion.
It is weird though to see how people aren't willing to engage with anyone else in good faith if they, you know, they're part of some other community or they're part of something that they know beforehand that, oh, this is someone that I disagree with, and therefore everything this person says must be bad because of that. You know, it's sad.
Yeah, there is extremes where like again, if you're talking to a white nationalist, like, you're not going to convince this guy. He is taking the dub just by talking to you to a large extent. There is scenarios where when you're dealing with real conscious political actors, it can be like a kind of I guess you could say like an exception where it's like, this guy is literally consciously trying to farm my audience or whatever. So I understand that to an extent, and I was doing that with Sneeko. So I understand like the protectionist angle, but it's like,
there's nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
that.
if you're gonna make the claim like that you're about free speech, you're about, you know, confrontation, you're about all this shit, like you know, if I challenge that claim,
own it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, own up
Also,
to
when
that.
it comes to
Own up to that
politics, I think
shit.
there's something just inherently disingenuous when you're talking about politics because you are pushing an agenda, you know. But to some extent,
Which-
when it comes to
I never do
commentary
that shit
videos
because
or
I don't give a shit about
videos or,
politics.
like,
Never did,
who
never
cares?
will.
Like, there are no stakes.
Yeah, I agree with the no stakes. Like you guys were saying this in the last podcast episode, but I agree with what you were saying. It's like
I'm just here to play fucking game. That's all that fucking matters to
There
me.
always is kind of an angle, but like you're right. The commentary community, especially like we're not like really like a lot of the times we're not really like reinforcing any specific fucking angle that hard, other than usually like be a decent person. You know what I mean? Like
It's a tough
fucking
one,
like
though, not gonna lie.
be like somewhat empathetic, or like be open to criticism, try and self-improvement, whatever. But yeah, I mean, to an extent, like there's like some shit that I guess the commentary community you could criticize, like lolcows. I could get why people would look at that and be like, well, why are you making content about a lolcow if he's like not going to improve or whatever? But at the end of the day, again, it falls back on like entertainment, bro. Like,
yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I mean, it's like people that like, for me, lolcow stuff is always like I make one video and I call it a day.
Yeah.
Like if I'm really interested on a person, because it's just how my brain works. Like I'm really interested. Like Hevel's a lolcow to me. Like I want to cover her once, not because I think she's a scammer, but I think that there's like a history of like just stupid shit.
Yeah, I understand that.
So cover it once, call it be done. But like I think the amount of, like there's a big difference between like people that make like 300 videos on like why isn't DSP gaming getting better? I'm like, he's never gonna learn, dude. Like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like it's over. Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna win against somebody like that. But I think in a general sense, like when I think of like the commentary community like us, it's just I feel like the benefit of this community is that it's mostly filled with, I wouldn't say just like apolitical people. I think everyone has like
everyone has their
opinions.
opinions.
Yeah.
But
Everyone has their own way of thinking how the world works, I guess.
I think it's always a message that the normal, like, level-headed person can get into. Like, I make a video about a crypto scammer. It's not that I'm putting any leaning in. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't scam your audience. I think every single person who's not an
I'm pretty sure most
asshole
people think
can
just
agree. Yeah, you
don't
probably
do that
shouldn't
shit.
be like financially scamming the
I don't
destitute
know,
out there that
it
don't
was
know
pretty,
anything.
pretty
That's
anti-woke
true.
of you and Nazi adjacent to call out Sweet Baby Inc. the way you did.
Dude,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's like going after like the truth of the situation because whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
Pretty Islamophobic of you,
anything-
Gokanire, to call out Sneeko.
Yeah, facts, yeah. No, that's
Oh my
facts,
God,
yeah. I mean, yeah, this is, again, like, this is kind of what I'm trying to push against a little bit, where it's like the managerial mindset, like, again, you could consider it like the teacher in elementary school mindset, where it's like overprotection, like, you can't, throw snowballs. You can't. Now people are like, arguing over like snow forts in Canada. This is like a big thing. It doesn't actually matter, but it's interesting. It's like you can't build snow forts during recess because there's like disputes and whatever. And it's like this is all kind of like fucking like a part of
what?
communication,
Can't
part of
build
fucking growing
forts
up,
in
realizing
recess?
there is
What?
power dynamics, like all this shit. You're kind of, again, when you leave people down a completely sanitized path and you don't have them confront anything that's like being like harsh or like that negative. Again, schools are like a safe space to an extent, but it's like you should have some kind of controlled confrontation with like just reality to an extent. You know what I mean? And yeah, I see a lot of communities that just are trying to fucking obscure like, no, it's all good, everything's okay, don't worry. But yeah, no, I love the fight.
Yeah,
bro.
shake
Like,
shake more. That's fucking
that's maybe my like you could
painful
definitely
handle.
criticize me for that, but like I wanted to be honest about the fact of like Sneeko is influencing kids. Like we were talking about influence. It's like there is a difference when you're trying to influence kids, right? Because the kid might be modeling off of their parents, but like kids are malleable, you know what I mean? And like as people have seen, like Sneeko does.
Most kids nowadays
that's his
just
fucking
see
goal,
whatever
that's
the
his
fuck
angle. He
they
wants them to not be gay,
want
he
to
wants them
see,
to be,
especially on
all these
YouTube.
things. He's like I think someone said it, but he's like kind of a groomer, to an extent. But like at the end of the day, though, I wanted like to have like this moral or whatever. But like at the end of the day, I understand like this is kind of just fun. Like this is just blood sports to me. You know what I mean? This is a fucking,
To be fair, though,
a reason to like care. You know what I mean?
Sneeko picked the fight first, right? Like,
Man, he always
when
does
you
that
pick a fight
shit.
with Sneeko, I feel like it's called for. All's fair at some point. Like if he's gonna sit there and call everyone out for a fight, saying that I'm willing to fight anyone, willing to intellectually spar with anyone, like at that point he's opening it up, right?
Yeah, and the thing is that I would have easily in a heartbeat I would have a conversation with this guy off camera, on camera. I don't really care.
No, he only has
But it's like,
conversations with people that he could learn to emulate.
Exactly. One of the most fascinating things about this guy, I was trying to understand why, but he has shifted kind of his focus lately away from total fixation on clout and money and toward like just literally building his own echo chambers. And he'll go on to podcasts with legitimately 300 viewers and just shoot the shit. And the reason for that is that he can say gays are pedophiles, and nobody in the podcast will fucking check him. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like, and honestly, he can go on
he's on
podcasts.
Kick, and
It's
Kick,
okay, you're talking to nobody,
it's very,
basically, so
and Kick
do what
doesn't
you
give a
want,
shit,
Yeah,
even more
I'm
than
not gonna
fucking
push back
Twitch.
because you're the biggest guest that they
Yeah,
ever
literally,
had,
to be
so-
fair, when I
Yeah.
said that he's
Go for
probably
it.
broke, I didn't mean that as an insult. I just mean it's the
Yeah.
facade that he puts on.
No, you're right. Like, no.
Like
Let's be
I'm
clear.
not
like,
insulting people for being broke. Like that's not
yeah,
what I was
you're
saying.
100% correct that he sells success. He does.
Yeah.
That's a fact. He kind of has to, because his big angle is that he sells a course on how to be a fucking influencer. And so if he isn't successful, you know what I mean? If he doesn't kind of reflect some kind of, massive,
It's
you know what I mean?
The thing about what they sell, and it's one of the things that I had at the end of the Sneeko video. I'm like, I feel like the target demographic for all these videos, and this is not just Sneeko, it's like Fresh and Fit, it's all these other like Red Pill type guys. It's always appealing to individuals with like the worst arguments, and it's literally just people that need like a fucking father figure. Like there's some child abandonment at home, because I kind of sit there and I say it's like you don't need to be these guys. Like I've always said, like the most financially successful people I've ever met are the ones that like never talk about it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's like the Chinese. That's like like a stereotype, but it's like
Yeah.
Chinese usually billionaires, whatever. They always understate. You know what I mean? Like the reality or
Like
whatever.
I always sit there and I pretty much just say, I'm like, listen, I don't ever tell people like the success to business. Like I never like have an extra competition in my market, and also it's like I've worked my ass off to get to this point, so it's like I'm not gonna even bother.
I'm not gonna fuck it up by just doing,
Yeah,
just
so
saying
the
some
thing
random
is,
bullshit,
It's,
right?
weird, and this is actually really true what you're saying. Like, it is kind of stupid if you're actually, wealthy, or if you've actually built some kind of an empire. It's kind of, in a way, stupid to like write a playbook on how you did it to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you see it with Tate, by the way.
Unless you're not
Tate,
selling anything.
Well, Tate's big crux is his f***ing ego. That guy, his ego truly is his downfall. It's almost like a Shakespearean tragedy, because the way that this guy was so fucking just reveling in his own genius when he was doing the pimping courses, which you guys have talked about with Willie. Like, he was proudly saying, I was taking the money that I was telling them was for taxes. I was basically, I have my bottom bitch, and my bottom bitch is 15 years old, and she manipulates these fucking girls who, end up at being like my prime fucking meat that I make my money off of. Like, it is to an extent, like, these guys do, it's so weird, bro, but they all honestly do like flexing to people younger than them. They like the feeling of like, I am the leader of this tribe, you know what I mean?
And it's
I am
that,
the cult
I think
leader.
it's ego. It's definitely a lot ego, but it's also, that is the content. That's what they're selling, right? Like, how much
Right.
money do they make on these courses? Well, you're not going to make money on that course
A
if you
lot.
live in an igloo, okay? You're going to make money
Yeah.
on that course if you look like you're living in a mansion surrounded by
Yeah.
hot girls and
Imagine the
Lamborghinis and
illusion
Bugattis.
that the thing
Yeah,
actually
the thing that's-
fucking works.
And what I understand why online courses. First of all, I'm not always anti-online courses. The thing is I question, what are you selling? What is your pitch? And the thing is, if you're teaching specific skills, if you're teaching like industry skills, whatever kind of skills, I understand that. But in the reality, Tate, Sneeko, and the vast majority of those finance gurus, it's not, I'm going to teach you how to do this. It's, you want to make $1 million. You know what I mean? It's the money, and then, how do you make the money? Okay, so you sell shit on Amazon FBA, you do like crypto investing, you know what I mean? Then it's like the end goal is the money, not the actual skill or talent that you're developing.
And the funniest
And
thing
so-
is exactly what
when
you're
they mentioned
saying.
the Amazon,
I have to get going, guys. It's been a great chat. I'll let you guys keep on going, though.
no,
God bless, bro.
Hell yeah,
We'll
always
wrap
a
up
pleasure.
soon. God bless, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, one last story.
Good having you. I think when it comes to like the Amazon FBA shit, I'm glad you mentioned it. It's like, think about like back in the 90s and shit, right? Like, what was the big course that they were selling? It's like eBay, It's like make an eBay account. eBay
eBay.
account, just hustle.
I mean, not
That's
no,
kind
not
of the same
good
mentality
good
that
thing
you
they
sort of see
said
with some of
back
these
in the day,
people, like,
because
they're just
eBay
pushing,
nobody gives a shit about eBay
these
anymore.
it is just a get rich quick
Bro,
scheme.
yeah.
It's like when somebody says crypto investing.
eBay
right,
now
I
is
think
just fucking
gambling.
Yeah.
When I think of
50%
investing,
what you
I had
actually
this
want,
discussion
what you
with,
actually
I think
get,
it
and
was Faze
50%
Banks when I was
fuck
talking
scam.
about, like, what was it? Like he was telling me, it's like, Muda, you're buying property. Property doesn't like 35x, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm not expecting if something 35x's, that means I won fucking lottery, bro.
Yeah, that's like this is what you need to understand is that this is a literal dopamine demonic tier of like I want my hit. You know what I mean? It's not investment. That is not what that is. That is like again, Muda. I can tell without a doubt you are a man who kind of understands investment in the sense that it's like I pay now, my life is shit now, and it's like, but I'm building something that lasts. You know what I mean? Like I'm pouring the foundation, like building a house that is stable, right? And in reality,
I mean that is all investment is. Yeah, it's like I can tell you, like, dude, the one time I ended up buying myself like a brand new vehicle, like a nice car, was like I want to say summer of last year. And I had money to do it beforehand, but it was always just like invest my money, make sure it's right. This is the only time where I like took some personally, like, and I was like, let me just do like a dumb purchase just to say I did it at one point in my life.
Right.
And like other than that, it's like for me, making money is always just like reinvesting it for family, friends, and like myself.
Yeah.
Because the amount I need to live is very little. Like I bought Dragon's Dogma 2, like a fucking game for like $100, and I'm like, I feel like shit about it.
$100,
$100
god damn.
I went somewhere. And, you know,
but wait, you pay for the fucking deluxe edition or whatever? God damn.
Hustle culture, these like sneakers, these like.
Oh wait, no, I think it's $100 because it's in Canada.
And there's like that's.
I think that's what it
worse
is. Yeah, their games, everything is way more expensive in Canada compared to American dollars.
What does it take to make money? I'm like, what it takes is actual hours and an actual skilled like.
Yeah.
It takes an actual amount of dedication and risk, right? Risk is the most important thing. Like when the apocalypse happened, I took everything that I had, and I'll say that I pretty much gambled it, right? Like investing into a business, I took a risk on myself, but it paid off. It worked. Yeah. It was rocky to get there, but that's the whole thing.
When you're investing it into yourself, you know what I mean? Like
versus throwing it in shit coins and expecting it in like 24 hours to. 100x or something. And I was like, okay, sure, maybe not.
It's funny you invoke face banks because one of the guys that I cover in the Sneeko video, it's basically I go into because this is the funnel, right? Like a big part of the video was I wanted people, even people who don't watch these guys, to understand like falling down the funnel. It starts with hating women. And then you go to hating gays, and then you go to the Jews, and then, but at the end of the day, what's the funnel? What's the final of all these ideas? Buy my course. You know what I mean?
My course will guide you through.
Yeah, and so one of the go on.
Jews, and the gays, and the black people, and then you can hit Super Saiyan form.
Counterculture.
It doesn't start with hating women. It starts with hating yourself. This is someone that's alone in school, that has nothing to do, that has no friends, that has no riz, no bitches, and well, he is being validated by this guy. Then he starts hating women and gays and Jews.
Resentment. Bro, you're nailing it.
It's like when they bring on like the girls on the whatever podcast, the Fresh and Fit or like Sneeko or whatever. Which, by the way, for anybody watching, these are all just OF advertisements. Like they're all OnlyFans.
The whole internet's OnlyFans advertisements. How did this happen?
It's all that it is. It's all that it is. These people are promoting like, oh, Islam. Let's fucking go for like this traditional culture. Yet all you do is sit with women that
sinister?
are like so far.
Isn't that weird? It's super weird.
It's very weird.
It's
and like these.
It's demonic.
Sorry,
these people are
go on.
No, go on.
It betrays kind of an awareness, like that these people are aware that the people who like the content shitting on women have like serious demons where like they are the people they're selling. You know what I mean? Like they have these problems, right? And so a big part of like their life is shitty. And how do they supplement that? Yeah, with fucking porn, right? Because it's like fake intimacy that they don't have. And it's like that is truly sinister. When I learned that about the Whatever podcast, I was like, those guys are weird, and it's smart, but it's very sinister.
Weirder than usual.
Those guys have been around forever too. It's interesting.
People that have like these massive, these bone to picks with certain immoral sects of society, it's because they have struggled with those demons, right? Those metaphorical demons themselves, right? I feel like the people that are going to sit there and talk about addiction 24 hours a day probably have addiction.
Yeah, and like again, it's one thing to talk about addiction. It's another thing to say sex workers are, these people, these humans, whatever, are degenerate, right? And it's like, no, at the end of the day, as with most things, people are symptomatic of the systems that can, overlaying their awareness of reality, you know what I mean? Even to an extent, you could say, like, guys like Sneeko, it's like a symptom, to an extent of, like, disillusionment. But in reality, he did start his journey jumping onto a wave. Like, he really did just kind of callously jump onto a wave. But the thing is that when they join these waves, at a certain point, they just start to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, especially there's I was gonna bring it back to the FaZe Banks. Interestingly,
investment.
The courses thing. In the video, you guys are probably aware. There's a part where I focus again. I bring you down the funnel, and I focus. The end goal, yes, is the courses. And I talk about this Luke Belmar guy, who I would love to talk to this guy, because this guy is interesting in the sense that he is extremely sophisticated. He is actually genuinely not a dumb guy, but he's only smart at like being the biggest opportunist ever. You know what I mean? Like he's extremely competent at being an opportunist. I make him look like a total fucking dumbass, and that's because from a certain lens, he is a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like he is completely. He was totally lucky. Like he literally, what you have to understand, he literally made money selling sanitation products during COVID. He made like 16 million apparently, and then he gambled that. He literally says this proudly because this is like a flex to him that he's like this good of an opportunist. He gambled that into crypto right before the boom, and he made like $100 million or some shit. And so now you have that guy whispering into Sneako's ear, telling him like, these peasants, bro, they're literally slaves. And it's like Sneako's like, it's kind of right, it's not fair, the system's up, whatever. And it's like it gets so seductive, but at the end of the day, like they talk about escaping the matrix, they always sell it as like we're the counterculture, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, what is the fucking end goal? Sell Amazon FBA products, make Amazon's algorithm 1% more fucking effective, and then literally rug pull kids gambling on crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the irony is they also talk about making something, creating, be proud of what you create. Put something into the world. How do they make money?
Wasting money on fucking crypto, and then just ends up all that money ends up on the push that told them to fucking get into crypto.
It's almost like the conspiracies they try to.
It's literally just a scam.
Yeah, but it's
like a self.
It's all just a
I
fucking
would say
pyramid
that
scheme.
Gokunaru's video on Sneeko was definitely a creative work. Okay, you should check it out.
Bro.
Okay, but like it was definitely a creative work. You created something, and Sneeko's reaction to it was, he's not someone that creates. He made video based on me because it wasn't creative. He can't create. He can only destroy because the work of the devil is to destroy, not to create. Right? Like that's his system. Meanwhile, he sits on stream reacting to stuff, and that is called creative to him. Right? He has to really go through mental gymnastics to kind of keep.
You can tell somebody's intellect by that too, because it's like, I make okay, we all make videos about certain topics, right? That we know we're gonna shit, but it's like, do you think that video just like materialized because we like willed it in our sleep? Like,
bro, are you talking about the Jews? Well, you're just stealing off them right now, bro. You're not creating.
It's like, dude, we literally sat there, and it's like, you think we didn't just like sit there scripting it, like. And you didn't like Cathals, for instance, like bringing her up the whole process. It's like there's a whole thing about research. There's a whole thing about like we have multiple angles of research to cover. Like right after this, I'm going to be probably looking through God knows how many transactions to come to my conclusion. But it's like you research, you build it, and then you, like you said, you also have to make it funny, right?
That's
like,
facts.
I don't touch upon humor that hard in the video. I'll crack a joke.
Yeah,
like I'll crack a joke just to like I believe.
I mean, it was with the person that created that fucking hysterical laughing meme.
It also, you're right. Yeah, it also like puts their guard down a little bit. You know what I mean? So that the heavy shit hits harder. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And you got to be able to like whittle these things in. And it's like it's just like when people like Sneeko realize like when a video gets made about him, and it's not because like the untalented person jumped in. It's like literally like we it takes time for us to like dig through this history of bullshit, because I hate the whole idea of going back and forth with somebody. I like to make a fucking definitive, like proper
with the same, pretty much.
That's it. It's out there. Like it's like I want you to fucking bash your head against a wall trying to respond against your own words. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny with all these people. It's like even with the Andrew Tate stuff. I remember with Willie Mack last year before I left for
super
fucking
underrated
California.
video. That was a super underrated video. Willie Mack.
Dude. Me and Willie Mack, like I even have to touch on that. I looked at it more myself. The case regarding Andrew Tate and like one of their fucking victims, they had this whole like, defamation thing.
Yeah.
And it was such an insane case because it's like you got actual fucking respected mainstream journalists like Candace Owens, who very recently, as of last week, she still defends this stupid shit. Where she is actually reading the same case I am. It's insane because I read the same 4 lines she did, and the the media literacy between both of us were different. She's defending a guy that knew at the age of 31 he was interacting with the minor, and I'm like, well, how do you sit and defend this? Like, what goes through your head?
This is like kind of a black pill for some people. Like, especially again, I think all of us understand this, but like for some people this is disillusioning.
Some people just have
whatever,
weird fucking
but, like,
mental gymnastics.
Dude, legitimacy is a veil. Like, a lot of the time, okay? And, like, with Candace Owens and the Daily Wire, this looks like such professional organization. You watch her presentation, it looks so legit. And in reality, bro, this is something that's fascinating. Because all my life I thought, I'm a commentator, that means I'm an amateur. That means I'm, like, compared to an actual journalist, I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? And that might be true, but in reality, a lot of journalists that we, like, view as journalists, their actual talent is at gaming an algorithm nowadays, right? Like, that's what they're optimizing for. And so, like, the people that we view with legitimacy, which again,
Ordering is one of the biggest journalists in the world right now, right?
Yeah,
like, this guy, he reads articles. That's all he does.
Right. He called that a journalist. Yeah, sure.
And again, like Art was saying, it's such facts. It's like, it works. You know what I mean? Like, the aesthetic, he's
really the equivalent just like Young Gay, except way less.
It just works on them. And
except Young Gay is way less fucking political.
Because I didn't know anything about Tucker Carlson, really. I get that people say he's right wing or whatever, but the Andrew Tate thing, it's like, I thought this guy was a journalist. I was completely mistaken. This guy literally just went and sucked his fucking balls. You know what I mean? Like, completely got on his knees and sucked Andrew Tate's balls. And it's like, this is a respected guy or something? Like, this is the guy that, like half of our grandparents are fucking watching. It's incredible. Yeah, I like, again, with commentary, the reason that I respect this fucking community so much is that there is this criticism, you know what I mean? There is self-criticism a lot of the time, right? Like, where it's like, am I fucking cooked? Like, am I fucking something up here? And then the way that we figure that out is we bring the receipts, right? Like, so many people do not bring the receipts, right?
Bring the ball.
I remember everyone used to shit on the commentary community. People do, I feel like, still. Because if you could delegitimize the commentary community, then you can kind of invalidate criticism headed your way.
That's a good point. Never thought about that.
Well, now one of the best criticisms is like, oh, you're just like a drama.
Yeah, you do drama content. Like, oh, your opinions don't matter anymore.
I'm like, wait a minute. I will gladly be called a drama YouTuber if you can acknowledge that everything that you've used in my, like, if you can point out where I speculated it, right? Like, where the speculation and the actual, like, receipts and facts are. It's like, it's funny because I remember with, like, the completionist in the middle of it, he's like, Mood, I really respect what you did with Logan Paul. And then like right after, he's like, these drama YouTubers. I'm like, now hold on a minute. Arguably, there was more facts.
I even tried to fucking bribe him and all.
I would say, shitting on Logan for any other thing, right? Like any of his projects, he gives a lot less to work with than some of these other idiots with IRS filings. And I'm like, wait a minute, how is it drama with like him now? It's like, you're the one that, like, you know, pretty much gave me all of this, and like, I'm working with actual verifiable facts from the U.S. federal government. So it's like, what the fuck?
It literally is. And,
it is. It all is.
And if you can, in bad faith, you know, miscredit this guy or smear him a little bit before actually engaging with any form of arguments, then you already kind of
you're priming your audience to write them off.
100%. It's like when people say, so this guy Mudahar made a video on me, he's alt-right. And it's like, well, what's the audience going to think at that point?
You're right. And like with Sneeko, it's like, how does he prime his audience?
100%.
He's a soy, demon worshiper.
Yeah.
He's soy, he has long hair, right?
100%. That's
when in reality, like, I've worked harder jobs than Sneeko ever will, probably, and like, it's in my head, it's like so clear, like, if anybody had like a more theoretically masculine upbringing, it was me over him, you know what I mean? It's like a complete just horseshit. But yeah, sorry, go on, Nux.
But like, with that whole weird perspective when it comes to drama content and delegitimizing that kind of thing, I love the community. I feel like it's the only community that actually has some sort of an integrity to it, because if they actually do fuck up, they will get cannibalized by everyone else.
That's a good point. There is like a there's a chamber of reflection.
Bro, we're all nuclear bombs against each other, dude. We're like,
we got guns against each other.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Bro,
you're just doing the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
Royally?
Just pointing guns at each other.
There's no honor amongst thieves, and we'll slaughter
That's
the
like
other
John
person
Swan,
for
bro. Like that
fucking us up,
motherfucker got banished to the Shadow Realm for basically that,
Yeah.
like being
No,
unreliable
but
or whatever.
to be
right?
honest, and I think it's a good thing. Don't mean to dig up old wounds, but I think
No, me neither.
Muda,
I
both of us,
like John
like
Swan. Yeah,
we
go on.
gave Max more credibility than he deserved. Both of us.
Right, okay,
And
right.
and I think both of us got heat for that, and completely legitimate heat for it, right? And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think that if you actually will have repercussions when you fuck up, it makes your word worth more.
Yeah, it's like there's a respect for us as individuals, whatever. But like at the end of the day, like it is your words, your content,
There we
whatever
go.
that actually has like ramifications. You know what I mean?
And if I talk
and yeah,
too
I
much
mean-
and interrupt the guests, yes, the comment section will be very upset, and I can't help it because I'm ADHD like crazy. But I'm trying, okay? I'm trying.
You're good, bro. Wait, I don't know if we're live, but like you're good. Like I'm not stressed at all.
No, I
this is a ton of fun, bro.
Oh yeah, same. It was a great episode
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's just like every time we have like Riverside, it's like there's a latency issue when we're talking with like everybody. So it's like, and everyone's like, we're interrupting. I'm like, in reality, we
It's
try
perfect.
not to. We're not. There's only so much you can do with the remote, guys. Jesus Christ! But
Yeah.
I think today this is actually one of the best, like one of the best episodes that we've had. We've
Thank you,
talked
bro.
about a lot of interesting topics. I like it when we have like an episode that everyone can like contribute. It's like a really timely thing.
Mhm.
And honestly, it's like you're a great fucking guest to have with you. I really do
Thank you,
enjoy your
bro.
content. I think you're a great dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad that after the H3 and like the Hong Kong stuff, you still have come back to do more content. And even if it's not released in the timeliest, immediate manner, it still is content that's worth waiting for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for the record, I
So.
have a lot of content ready. I went into a bit of like a state of stasis or whatever, where I was just like, I'm gonna make a bunch of content and then have it ready so that I, actually can come back. So there will be, I'll be hopefully a familiar face. But yeah, thank you guys a ton. This was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Anytime. So
Right.
obviously, Gokunar is your main channel, but do you have any other ventures that we can talk about too? Just before we
Sure,
go?
bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Like, I'll plug my merch every day. I'm like very proud of. This is like one of my basically investments that I'm like trying to build up. Is like, it's almost standalone, but I have the Bad Faith brand, which was inspired by the H3 video because H3 kept saying I was Bad Faith. I was like,
H3.
I'm gonna start a. That's a great name for a clothing brand. I'm gonna start Bad Faith. This is the Sands of Time hoodie at gokamerch.com. Very, very cute hoodie, honestly. A lot of people have been liking it, but yeah, that's gokamerch.com is the main thing. Join my Discord because that like the big event that we hosted for Sneeko, the little demonic game show. Yeah, I plan on doing because dude, live streaming as a meta. Like people write it off as boring, but I think there's like so much potential to with live streamers, like to do interesting trolls and shit. And so,
dude,
yeah, I'm
hell
just
yeah.
kind of interested in seeing like, even though a lot of people say that like shit's stagnant, shit's boring, like I feel like it's just that people are not thinking outside of the box. Like there's tons of potential on YouTube right now. So yes, but the big thing, please,
It's either my
yes,
character
please
looks
watch
so
the Sneeko
fucking
video,
veiny or it's
okay?
just the
Trust
sweat
me,
coming out
if
of
you have
his
a low
face.
attention span, you probably don't if you're listening to this, but it's very like engaging. I'm so thankful the big review that I got. Like Nux is saying it's like a
Over the
movie that's,
top.
like a massive
Okay.
compliment. But the big like compliment that I get is like it feels like that was 30 minutes and it's like an hour and 50 minutes. So yeah, thank you again, guys. This was sick, bro. I love it.
Anytime, man.
I love it.
Thank you all for tuning in. Check out Gokunar, check out Nux, check out me, check out Impaville, and the Gamer from Mars. That is the Some Ordinary Podcast. We are out.
Nice.
Game, set, and match.
Over the
Player
top.
2.
Okay, yeah, lop shots. Get 50 lop shots, okay. That didn't take too long. Right, now drop shots. Drop shots is just pressing the circle button instead. Okay. Let's see if I can get another video. Even though we're almost done for the day. I just need to get like 5 more wins, and that's gonna be it for the day. The destruction of George not found. George not found. Is that? Didn't you mention a guy named George not found before, Scott? I think he already mentioned that. Yeah, he was like a Minecraft YouTuber or a Minecraft content creator or whatever.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the newest episode of the Subordinary Podcast. It's me, my beautiful co-host, Mudahar. Unfortunately, Oompaville could not make it because China hates Taiwan. And Lily Mac, the legend, he might be a little racist against VTubers, but we love him because he hates political people even more. He is here today.
I love all people, especially my VTubers.
Yeah, sure.
VTubers.
I hate everyone.
Yeah, but that's why you're not racist, because you hate everyone equally.
Exactly, dude. 100%. I mean, listen, after I talked about that Sweet Baby Ink stuff, bro, it's crazy. Like Reddit, like that like Reddit board r/YouTube drama or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like all these snarky Reddits, they're always just like, I can't believe this guy's an alt-right
I did
white
the same thing.
nationalist. I'm like, bro.
Make fun of
Did you see the moderator for the YouTube Reddit's been getting lit up, the YouTube drama Reddit? So he posted like a full thing, like, I'm leaving, I'm taking a break, guys. Like, this is my last hurrah. It's like the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
That's so
I'm like, bro, would anyone even notice if you're gone? Like, let's be real on this Reddit.
That's so
History's
sad.
most replaceable
No, but it's like,
drama YouTuber.
It's like if you like watched the video that I made, it was like pretty objective. Like I covered it. I'm like, all right, I covered this girl's like tweets because it was pretty like. I always kind of hate it when you work for like an inclusion company or whatever, like a diversity firm, and you're like, all right, everyone's cool except the white boys, I guess. And I'm like, that's really gonna bring us along. Sure, that really doesn't set us back a little bit. And then, like, following it up, it's like, I guess you're supporting harassment. And I'm like, bro.
Is that the context of that video? Was it a black lady talking about how we don't have any white people working for us?
That's a small, tiny part of it.
Those tiny part. There was also, like, other
Yeah,
tweets
from,
that, like,
I think Sweet Baby Ink, yeah.
About, just like the white people, they're a little too fragile or whatever. It's really dumb shit.
Yeah.
So, what?
So it all started because this one guy on Steam compiled a list called Sweet Baby
It
Ink
is the Sweet Baby Ink
where
thing.
anyone that worked with Sweet Baby Ink, any game that had to do with them was basically on this list. That's it, okay? Now, Sweet Baby Ink...
And Sweet Baby Ink is
it's
this
diversity consulting firm where games are like, yo, help us give our games diversity and stuff. And whatever, and that's what they do. So after this one random guy makes this list on Steam, someone that works at Sweet Baby Ink, was it the CEO or just one of the employees?
It's somebody that works.
So someone that worked there.
No, so it's just a regular employee, speaking of.
So regular employee shows up and sends a hate brigade to this guy's Steam, trying to get his Steam banned, alright? for harassment and stuff,
Like,
which
bruh.
obviously is ironic, because that is harassment.
Yeah. So the whole point of it is like the harassment started from the company, like they started the and then now they're like the whole mainstream publications are like, well, actually the harassment started from this guy. I'm like, no, he just made a list.
So, yeah, I was
No,
going to
you-
say,
no,
why
you
is
just-
it
no,
harassment
it's
to
full
point out
shit,
the
buddy.
past work? Is
It's
it just
not.
all shit? Like,
It
they're
is
terrible?
it is
Well,
actually
it wasn't
shit,
harassment
but that's
because
not the point.
well, the harassment came out. Well, like what happened was even Valve was like, we're not going to ban the account because it's not actually harassment. So now the goalposts, like, what's funny is like on Twitter, like I quote tweeted one of the people and I'm like, wait, you're talking about harassment, but you're the one that started it. And she's like, well, actually, it started at
Well,
4chan
actually.
Farms. And I'm like, so you link totally separate sources without any link to this guy. And I'm like, this is the
I don't know,
problem.
Muda.
arguing with
Sounds
these
like
kind of
you're
people, right?
anti-woke.
It sounds familiar.
I guess I am, dude. I always hate this woke buzzword because I'm pretty sure, like all of us, when you ask people, it's like, define it. They honestly can't. It's like when you cover so much red pill content, and really, I know you know what I'm saying here. The definition of woke is like, who can actually define
Dude,
it? Like,
basically, there's two different definitions, I think, and one is it basically shifts to whatever you want. So it's like on the red pill extreme, like woke basically means anyone who disagrees with me or criticizes me in any way, they're woke. And then on like the liberal side, it's sort of like anyone who disagrees with me is a Nazi fascist that uses kiwi farms.
Let's go.
So they both have their words.
It's all
I honestly,
just
like,
extremes.
I think what's beautiful about the internet is like the more you find these extremes, I feel like there's like a growing amount of people that are just like, bro, but all of you guys are just actually brain dead.
It loops around. They kind of like the horseshoe theory is real, is what I've learned. It all comes back together. The more extreme you get, they're like this far apart now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's not too like it's such a weird.
The political spectrum's a circle. It's not a line anymore, dude.
No, it's not even like a compass. You're absolutely right. It's like literally just an actual 360 degrees.
Yeah, no, I used to hate the word woke. Recently, I started liking it again. See, again, full circle. I used to dislike people using woke as criticism, and then every time someone uses the word woke, they get called alt-right, and I started liking it again. It's like this weird tumbleweed.
Dude, it's like
of
at this
content.
point. It's like at this point, if Holocaust survivor came out and started talking about like crazy shit, like
call them a
just
Nazi.
any form. Exactly. They'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I guess
exactly.
you're-"
Because
Well,
you a Nazi,
sure,
like
why
what the
not,
fuck?
there, buddy? No, I think honestly, it's like when we were younger, it's like the way that I was always taught. These were pretty.
Yeah, right.
Now it's like you know, it's like, damn, dude, the SS were like a pretty up group of guys. Now it's just like anybody can, I guess, be in that camp.
They do the same,
such a
like,
diluted
the
term.
word woke or whatever, it depends
mean-
on which
it
side
really
you're
means
listening to. What they
nothing.
do is they just make the word as vague as possible so they could apply
So
it
that
to
it
anyone.
literally has no fucking
My
meaning at
favorite
this
meta
point.
Is, I think it was popularized by Vosh. Sorry, I thought we weren't going to be talking about him today, but I guess we are. So he has this term that I love so much. This was ironic loving. It's called adjacent. Have you ever heard this term?
Yeah,
It's
I've
my
heard him
favorite
say it
term
many
in the world.
times.
Yeah?
I've watched it on the Willy video.
Yeah,
actually.
okay, dude. So he'll just show up
So,
and he'll say, wow.
Jason, I hear that and I'm like, you're basically Hitler's step cousin. I don't know how else to hear it.
Today's
Epic
episode
ad
of the
time.
podcast is brought to you by our friends over at
30 Love.
Okay, no. Nope.
Let's
Skip
Get
that
Back to
shit.
the podcast.
The reason why Nazi adjacement's hilarious to me, it's like you want to call the guy a Nazi, but you don't want to get called out for calling him Nazi because he's not a Nazi. So you call him Nazi adjacent, which means nothing, right? So that way, if anyone says you called him a Nazi, like, no, I called him Nazi adjacent, which means nothing.
No,
the
it means
greatest
nothing.
word
It's
ever.
just another way to get away with calling him a Nazi.
Yeah, it's calling him a Nazi without
I mean, but-
credibility.
Yeah, it's like getting away with it while not like lining yourself up for like a lawsuit or something.
Yeah, it's like using
it's
the
just-
legal language, like you're
Allegedly,
applying as
yeah.
much
You're-
as possible.
The
Like, I'm
allegedly.
I'm not gonna
Right.
call you a pedophile, but I'll call you pedophile.
Right,
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
complete
Exactly.
bullshit.
It means nothing.
I should have called him a file adjacent. Dude.
You
That would've
should
been
have.
fucking lit.
Oh
How did
my
no one take
Adjacent.
advantage of that opportunity?
Dude, I swear
Son
to
of a
God.
bitch, man.
No, that's sort of the thing about like I don't know. That's the thing about like these kind of crazy like politicals like YouTubers in general. And I'm gonna go like it's even Vosh, it's Hassan, it's Tim Cass, it's all these guys, right? Like everyone on the aisle, right? Like I'm not gonna pick any one specific side in this situation because I have seen the same mannerisms come out from every single like group out there. Like Tim Pool, one of the biggest like I guess he's quote unquote a centrist guy, but it's like you watch him for 5 minutes and you're like you clearly know what side of the aisle that guy's sitting at.
I mean, I haven't
It's
watched
always
Tim
the
very
same-
much, but it's like I've known from just the other people, like whether it's Steven Crowder or Andrew Tate says he's not very political, but he manages to side with the same shit every fucking time, right? The only time I've ever heard him disagree with Republicans is when those people will watch like my video or Milk Bar TV's video, and the Republicans will be like, "Yeah, I think that guy people." Then Andrew Tate will be like, "You know what? All sides of the political spectrum suck."
Dude, wait, actually, let's big jump from Vosh. I know this is something me and Willie have.
Oh
like,
no!
It does look like you have a certain bias.
Dude, she's an
How
actual fucking
strange.
moron, dude. I don't know anything about her really.
Such a liar, bro.
But she's just went ahead and she like posted like a tweet where she's done this twice. So there was one time where she debated Destiny, and it wasn't even a debate. They were just talking, and she just starts going in on Destiny about like, you know what? You support everything degenerate, and that's wrong with today's society. You're telling girls to do OnlyFans, and Destiny's like, when did I do that? And she's just going on and digging on him. She's like, you support polygamy, and he's like, when did I say that? He's like, I'm polygamous because I can't stop like I can't do like the one-on-one relationship. I don't think it's good for people. And she's just like piling it on him. And I'm sitting there thinking, this woman defended 4 files on behalf of Andrew Tate in a lawsuit that I think he's now dropped. I'll have to double check because it's been a while, because she was being pro bono. The only reason he was supporting 4 files in suing this girl is because he knew she had no money and he was trying to make her broke. And when she was able to be pro bonoed, or when she was pro bono, which means the law firm's basically covering it for free, he dropped it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you knew about this lawsuit, Max. It's
I did not.
Step one. So we covered it towards the tail end of last year. But Willie, if you want to like
I covered it.
reopen the wound.
I believe in like June last year, and it was like right when it was happening. And he was basically what happened is one of the girls that got brought over there by Tristan, Andrew's brother. Her story is that she basically escaped. Escaped the compound of being trafficked, right? Got back home, partially due to the help of her parents and because of, their house got raided. So that was also, like, kind of part of that. And, she was going to be one of the witness testimonies against him. So he decided to sue her for slander, which is a civil case in the United States. And
what the fuck?
He's got all these calls from jail being like, we need to make her
You
broke.
really
Let her know
sued
that
her
you're
for
going
being a
to run her
testimony?
family
What the
bankrupt.
fuck?
Like, he's got all these because they recorded everything. The DICOT recorded all this shit. And, so of course, she's got 4 people that, have been part of, like, kind of pedophile-esque accusations, but she only accused...
Pedophile adjacent.
Yeah, right. So it's like she didn't actually accuse these guys or take them to court.
Yeah,
She
that
took
shit again.
one of them
Astro
to court,
Carpet King.
and then the other 3 she never even accused.
What is
But
that?
the point is, all 4 of these guys knew they were dating an underage girl when they were all in their 30s.
Astro Carpet King.
Did they
So
play
he's
Minecraft?
just suing her to try and hurt her. Yeah, it's a complete bullshit case.
That's crazy.
Boy, 100
Yeah,
matches
and
on
Candace
Arsenal
Owens went
support.
and read through the.
Okay.
Candace Owens read through the case.
Okay, you don't even have to win.
As
You
she's
just have
reading
to
it, she's
play.
like, "Yeah, Fisher knew she was a minor and she was underage when he was 36. This guy went to jail for it." And she's like, "So this girl preyed on that man. How f***ed up is that?" It's like, what?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Don't you want to?
Yeah, dude.
It's like, don't you
I
have
swear to
kids?
God.
Like, I know nothing about her, but she's preaching about family and degeneracy,
Wait,
and
hold
she's
on.
literally
Who's
siding with a
Candace Owens
pedophile.
is the Daily Wire girl?
Yeah, the Daily Wire, like black girl. Yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
here's the wildest part about it too. So she reads this part of the case, and like people are always talking about like, oh, but Muda, what about context and stupid shit like that, bro? Me, Willie, everyone, Milk Bar, we all read the same 5 lines, literally 5 lines, bro. The fact we all read it and we were like, bro, this. Up. She reads the
He got
exact same
convicted
5
and went
lines.
to jail.
Oh my
There's
God, this
already
is
the context
insane.
is solved. It's all solved. And like Andrew Tate, when you hear him talk about it, he's like, she falsely accused somebody because she catfished him, and now this guy's spending time in jail. How f***ed up is that? He knew the age. He knew the age.
Oh my God.
It's like,
that's
It's literally
crazy.
on like the actual recorded thing. It's,
Dude,
Yeah, and the Daily Wire has this on their channel. I'm like, if Ben Shapiro, who I think owns the Daily Wire, like, again, I'm not super familiar with like how that company is set up, but it's like, how the f*** do you have this woman like perpetuating the most obvious bullshit that's not true?
That's insane. Oh my God.
and it's like these people are defending like an actual pimp, you know, like a
Yes.
legitimate like
Yes.
pimp.
Pimp
And
named
it's like, how is
Sitbag.
that conservative
Well,
at all?
here's the other
you
thing.
know?
She made another tweet like 2
Pimp named
days ago.
Sitbag
It might
is
have been
that-
yesterday. Where she's like, nowhere, like, all these people are posting old videos of Andrew Tate showing like his old like pimping videos, instructional videos. The thing is, they're not part of the case. Yes, they are. It's in the court document. Read it. They literally are quoting the videos saying this is from this year. This is the video. It's the same videos we've all been showing. And she's just saying it's not. It's just the fakest, not true shit. And then she's just blocking everybody pointing it out.
What is up with political YouTubers and streamers and even I guess people that are part of like actual news organizations? Like, what is up with them just disregarding facts to fit their narrative?
Dude, you know
Because they
what?
don't give a
It's
shit.
literally
Like,
this
it's
thing,
Hassan
this
does
new term.
right the same
Yeah.
gimmick too. It's like, and Vosh defends it, right? He'll go out and he'll straight up
Yes.
say, "Listen, I think that it's morally okay to promote misinformation if it'll get people on your side." Right?
Like what?
Which is
Yeah,
insane.
You could lie if
What
it's
the
left-leaning.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who
It
thinks
helps
that?
It helps
But,
the
like,
communist
Yeah,
movement.
Dude, insane.
So like this is the weirdest thing that I always kind of hate. It's like, so recently we're kind of covering this Keffels individual. Me.
What is
Willie,
this?
basically
Means
Nick.
means
Maybe I
justify
have to dig into
the
that
Wild-
at some
the end
point.
justifies the means.
Well, one of
bullshit.
the
What
wildest
the
things
fuck?
that we've gotten, right? And here's the thing, even on this podcast, it's like you and Oompaville, right? 66% of our show does not know the real intricacies of Keffels, right? Because she was part of this massive campaign, this Drop Kiwi Farm stuff, and at the time, 2 years ago, bro, she was like the darling child of mainstream news. Like, you couldn't criticize her whatsoever. Now a lot of that shit has been gone away, and you know, if you talk to Oompa, you probably don't know the real intricacies, but that's the kind of stuff me and Willie want to make mainstream. We want to talk about it because I really do genuinely believe this person is a scammer. I think they are, without a doubt, one of the worst activists for their causes.
Yeah, I think they are like hands down a negative towards their movement because there's so much lying and manipulation and like obfuscation when it comes to the money she's raised and how she's gone about it, and even like the core of the movement is based off of pretty much an entire lie that she's known exists,
right?
And she chooses to be dishonest about.
Fabricated because she doesn't give a shit about the facts.
I wouldn't even call them an activist. Like,
well, the problem is the media calls her an activist, and she calls herself an activist.
There's nothing that I've seen her do that actually promotes some sort of activism. All the money that she raised, she ends up using either for herself or for drugs or for relocating or for vacations or, like, as far as I'm aware, like, what activism was done?
Well, the thing that the one of the things that I kind of want to like address actually in these videos is like when these people constantly try to like deflect criticism by saying their critics are all like drama channels or like TMZ.
They're anti-woke.
Unironically, I would say that. Unironically, I would say that me, Caleb,
stop fucking
Willie,
using that
Nick,
word. It means nothing.
Coffee, Carl, everyone that I've worked with has put more effort into researching and fact-checking than any of these channels have, right? Which is kind of insane, right? Like, when you think about activists and news organizations, like, how are we putting in more effort into, like, getting the story right than, like, these guys? It just doesn't,
Same thing that we just said. Because right and true and fact, that is all irrelevant and secondary to promoting the cause for a lot of people.
Yeah, what's tough with her is, the real question is, how is the GoFundMe money... was it actually spent on all of these like vacations and all this stuff? And then how much of it still exists? And then how is she paying for her legal case? And the thing is, she refuses to show how the money is broken down at all, which suggests she either mixed it with her current, with her like basically all of her other finances, or she spent it all on a bunch of irrelevant ass shit where all the money over $20,000 was supposed to go to the legal case. So the fact that she's unwilling to show it, when in the past all these other YouTubers and content creators have been willing to do it, whether that's H3H3 or I'm drawing a blank. Wasn't there another big YouTuber recently that just shared a bunch of the
Carl?
Yeah, Carl Jobst, right? So it's very concerning that she refuses to.
I know
it's
H3H3, right? I have no idea who this Carl guy is.
Right?
Yeah, because it's crowdfunded money. Like, that should be something you want to do. And the main thing, like, she kind of vaguely points towards, especially in a lot of her Patreon streams, is that, well, I wanted to sue, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of, like, changing my mind now. And it's like, well, if that's the case,
where's the money?
Then you should be...
Where's the money, Lebowski? Where the fucking money, bitch?
You should say, like, hey, you guys should refund if you feel like you want to, because the money is not going to be going towards that anymore. But she's never done that. We have literally no idea, and she refuses to be clear. And me just asking her the question, she will just frame as harassment.
I can't believe you would harass her like that, Willie.
I sent her 2 messages, and she says I'm stalking her. 2 messages across 2 days. It's like, what do you mean? 1 message a day for 2 days? That's harassment.
I heard you harassed
She's
her
either
when you joined your Patreon.
hiding the truth or she's just fucking delusional.
I joined her Patreon because the only time she ever gives any sort of insight, which is not much, it's very vague and usually contradictory insight to what she's saying when it comes to these lawsuits in these Patreon live streams.
I don't know. Willie.
I looked into it. I watched the streams. I downloaded them. Of course, there's all sorts of confusing contradictions. You were there when I signed up, Muda.
Well, the funniest thing is, it's like I was there when I saw Willie like sign up, and then like. So I was like, all right, we need to grab one of these like Patreons because I had what we were looking for. I'm not gonna say exactly which one, but so we grabbed. And by the way, before anybody thinks about like going Control-Alt-Delete on everything, it's all grabbed. Okay, it's all there. I've got it all. It's not a problem.
Yeah, somebody else signed up to see like what it was, and she's deleted every bot on there apparently.
Yeah.
Just
so the
trying to hide the fucking evidence, I guess.
Important piece we got, and so like Willie gives me his login information for Patreon because it's kind of like, oh shit, you're in. So I sign in. I'm trying to grab the file, and it's like, you don't have access to the Patreon. I'm like, what the? I hit F5 in real time.
Yo,
dude. She's like looking at it. And then
I was like, when I saw the name, I'm like, oh, it's Willie Mack. I'm like, oh, we should have burner
Dude,
account.
I have one account. I don't have burners, dude. It's just the one account for everything, dude.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll do for today. Let me just check the
funniest
stats.
thing is, I can't believe you joined her Patreon without consent. That's basically her.
She called me that. She called me. She's like, at what point is this not just creepy? The best was her own fans on her Reddit and in her replies showed that she has done that in the past to other people. Like she's joined their Patreon.
I have to get a lot more.
Like, so we don't even have to own her. The fans now own her.
Yeah,
you know?
yes, right.
It's
Her own audience is now.
I mean, she is a lol cow, right? Like at this point, she doesn't have supporters.
Basically.
I remember she did her. I feel like everything she touches
Okay,
kind of
trophy says you need to play. These ones you have to actually have to win them.
What's made it really tough, I feel like, when doing research on her is she's genuinely like a really unhinged
15
person.
online
Like she's not
matches,
stable.
25 ranked
So,
matches,
the problem with covering that, in my experience, when covering people that
20
are
online,
kind
no,
of
50
unstable,
online
is that
tours,
they will
okay.
do shit that just doesn't make
Online
sense.
tours, I'm
And
already
maybe
at
they're in the
least
right
a
on
third
like,
done
maybe
with the online
there's a chance
tours.
that this GoFundMe money has
Yeah,
been spent
some-
correctly
yeah,
and is
something around
in a
there.
separate account, and she's kept track of everything. And she's just not being cooperative in showing like a receipt, which would take Muda. How long would that take? Maybe like 5 minutes? Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
Yeah,
bro.
all it would be
less than
take
that.
one
Yeah,
statement
we have been
showing
getting
that
a
she's
lot
paying the lawyer
of
and where
gold
these funds
stuff.
have gone and how much funds are left.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, people when they're unhinged will just.
Yeah,
shit
at least
that
we're done
doesn't
with
make sense.
with a third
I
of
don't know
online
what it
tour
is,
for
like
now.
Gabby
Yeah.
Ann has been somebody I covered in the past where she.
Okay, I think that should do for today. Now let me just hide this. Alright, let me just hold on, I have to do a lot of shit here. Yeah, do that. Right, I need to turn off the game and then I need to sync up the trophies. Right, and then do this. Sync up the trophies. There we go. And then fix up the filters here. And then, yeah, I think that should do it. Alright. I think, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. There we go. Much better. So, yeah. I didn't quite finish off with Crash of the Titans today, but at least we got close to it. Yeah, and also I thought the guy was gonna be like same thing like last time. I'll still like a little. I'll still have like a bit of time to finish off with Crash of the Titans, but I guess not. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we'll worry about Crash of the Titans some other time. At least in this way, even when I do a small stream, I can have enough time for both Crash of the Titans and Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, at least there's that. But yeah, let's see. Next stream shall be tomorrow, where we are. If everything goes well, I think we're pretty much gonna be doing the same thing as today. Yeah, I think so. Although less Crash of the Titans. Yeah, pretty sure this is gonna be like a Virtua tennis thing again. I don't know if it's gonna be like a full 4-hour stream as well. I already have plans with another person, but they're gonna be only playing for like 2 hours. So we'll see if I can get Ryoko to show up again later. We'll see. But yeah. Next stream shall be tomorrow at 9:30 PM GMT1, where we are going to be continuing on with Virtua Tennis 2009. Yeah, more fucking farming. At least we're done with online. Well, at least we're a third done with the online SPT stuff. So yeah, if you like to be notified when I go live or any other shenanigans of mine or stream schedules or video uploads, you can go to my Discord where you'll be notified as such. And if you also want to keep track of any previous stream files from the past, you can also go to my YouTube channel as well. Now with all that said and done, who are we gonna be rating today? let's use on right now, shall we? And let's hurry up because my fucking phone's running out of battery. Let's see here. I haven't rated this guy in a while, so let's do that. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, for this stream I'm gonna be rating Diggle and Space VT. Right now they're going through Deep Rock Galactic. So yeah, you guys have fun with Dingle, have yourselves a merry rest of the day, and as always, have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye. See ya.